Listen up, I gotta tell you, there is something you should know. I have never really liked you at all. I cannot hide it anymore.
This is a true crime discussions channel. We speculate. This is all just speculation. Because it's true crime, it's for mature audiences only. There will be no children allowed, no exceptions. Everything on this channel falls under fair use. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share. It's free.
Hey y'all, happy Monday. I'm so glad that y'all are here with me this here day. It's good to see you Southern Cats, Hannah UK, Pisces, Miss Scorpio, Vicky the Leo, Dandy Lioness, Edith, good to see you. I'm so glad y'all are here. Yes, maybe no. Good to see you. Nice to meet you. Native Girl, hello. Victoria, good to see you. Tom, good to see you. Jenny Jen, Snarky Pants, it's good to see you. Pisces, if I didn't say you, Connie, good to see you. Connie's sister. Kim Beasy, good to see you. Cindy from sunny South Florida, good to see you. I'm so glad that y'all are here today. Miss Scorpio Rising, Becky, good to see you, has already gifted a membership. That was so sweet and supportive of you. And I have my live pulled up so I can see that went to Betty White. Betty White, if you are here and you are where Miss Scorpio just gifted you a membership, please tell her thank you. Thank you so much, Miss Scorpio. I will grab the crazy train to pick you up, Betty, on the way to Speculation Station. I'm going off the rails on a crazy train. Thank you so very much, Miss Scorpio. I did just put a video out on Speculation Station about eggplants and peppers. Hey, Mrs. O and Kelly, good to see you. Katie, good to see you. Um, yeah, I was thinking, I'm thinking about changing Speculation Station to something else that has to do with like speculating and then making a different one with all the like personal stuff. I don't know. I've been thinking about that for a while, but I still ain't done it. Like a lot of things. Okay, so today I'm going to grab my notebook and write down these timestamps. That's what I'm going to do today. We are at 8:53. All right, we're going to talk about Jayden Spicer. Now, I did put up a flyer a few days ago about Jayden Spicer. There is a lot to talk about in this case. Oh my God, like it's already so many damn questions and unanswered things. I just don't even know. That is, see, if you're a member, you get access to this morning. There was some puffballs in the yard from, or not in the yard, like way back on the back of the property where the gardens are from the rain, and I cooked them. See, they look like that. They're supposed to be white, but they were a few days old, so they look like that. But if you ever have any questions about mushrooms or plants in your area, you can call your extension office, like the college. Ours is NC State, so you call the state extension office, and they'll tell you if it's okay. But the inside of the puffball was white, and that's how I knew it was okay to eat. The only look-alike when they look like this is the purple spored puffball, and they would be like purple and like puffy, and you wouldn't be able to eat them. It's like a smoke on the inside. So anyway, let's go down here. Okay, so I said Jayden Spicer is missing out of Kentucky. It is believed he wandered off in the middle of the night. Hayden, it auto corrected me, so I need to fix that. It says Hayden, but it's supposed to be Jayden. Has a form of autism. His mother wrote a letter asking for help finding him. Let's pray that he's found safe. And then here, why can't I see it better? Jayden Spicer, who's 10 years old, out of Kentucky. There's a photo of him. It says Jayden Spicer, 10, was last seen around 9 p.m. on August 5th of 2025 at his home in Panbowl Branch. Okay, at his home on Panbowl Branch Road in the Jackson community of Kentucky. It is believed that Jayden left his residence sometime overnight or early the following morning. Kentucky State Police troopers and search and rescue teams are actively searching the area. Jayden is described as a white male, 5 feet 1 inches tall with a slim build, blonde hair, blue eyes. He was last seen wearing a blue Sonic the Hedgehog. He was last seen Oh my gosh. Sorry, y'all. I'm going to take a sip of my drink in just a second and get it together. He was last seen wearing blue Sonic the Hedgehog pajama pants and a matching shirt. Anyone with information on Jayden's whereabouts is urged to contact the Kentucky State Police. Now, this is a letter his mother wrote him. And she wrote, "We love Jayden and we want him safe at home. Please, if anybody see my son, Jayden Spicer, please report it to the Jackson Police Department. Thank you. We love him very much. Please do the right thing. Call the police. Please pray for us and my son, Jayden. Thank you." So, oh my gosh. Thank you, Jenny Jen. Thank you for being a member for 10 months. That is amazing. My A1 since day one. Thank you so much. Jenny Jen says, "Happy 1 year channel. Proud of you." Aw, thank you. And thank you for being my A1 since day one and being here with me for a year, Jenny Jen. You're amazing. Thank you so much, sweetheart. I really appreciate that. That was so sweet. I appreciate that, Jenny. Y'all are so sweet. Thank you, Hannah. Hey, Spidey. Yeah, we just started. We just started. Thank you guys. Y'all are so sweet. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Is it today? Was it today? I don't know if it's today, but it's sometime in the month of August. I'd have to look. Um, okay, so that's what I had on the situation as of 3 days ago. Well, since then, oh my God, like Facebook and X and all of the places have got a whole bunch to say, and we're going to talk about that. So I do have this article that we're going to pull up from day 2 of the search, and we've got some people from the community um, that are going to talk about the situation.
Are you looking for a rewarding career in healthcare? Appalachian
No.
Regional Healthcare.
I'd like for that to mute though. Hold on. Okay. No. Stop it. Stop it right now. Okay, so we got to wait 9 seconds. Y'all, August 7th. Where y'all find that? August 7th. Okay, hold on. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Gotta pause it. Okay. All right, so this is from 2 days ago. Let's see what they have to say.
Missing 10-year-old boy in Breathitt County. WYMT's McKinley Calandrino has been in Jackson all day.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Today is day 2 of crews searching for Jayden Spicer, the missing 10-year-old boy in Breathitt County. Crews have been on the ground since early Thursday morning, searching by foot with canines, helicopters, and sonar equipment.
So we have a lot of different tools in place, and we're going to continue to search until our resources are exhausted.
As of Thursday, troopers say this is an open-ended investigation, meaning they are leaving every possible situation on the table, investigating from several different angles.
So a lot of people have said the fact that they're leaving every single possibility on the table is a bit suspicious. And I mean, to be fair, as I'm digging into what's being said in the Facebook groups and things like that, I mean, I'm a little bit suspicious as well. But if I think about Sebastian Rogers, Summer Wells, things like that, they also said the same thing and continue to say the same thing, that every single possibility is on the table. And to be honest with you, I don't think that any of the parents of those 2 children specifically, or children that have been missing for years, are smart enough to outsmart basically the FBI, Homeland Security, all of the different agencies they brought in. I truly believe that Summer Wells and Sebastian Rogers were abducted, because I just don't see you being able to keep that stuff under wraps and things like that. If some kind of homicide or something happened, it would be very difficult with all of the agencies that are involved not to get found out. Now, I think that's just something they say because obviously until we get to the end of the investigation and the child is found, we don't know what happened. We don't know what possibilities there are. So I think it's absolutely normal to say that every possibility is on the table. Hey, Cara, thank you for getting that stuff for me today. You and Hio and everybody else that helped. I appreciate that. Mrs. O said, too many kids are disappearing. What is really happening? I've got theories, but they lean a little bit more towards the conspiracy aspect of things. Hey, Kimmy C123 and Indie Girl. Good to see y'all. August 7th. So as of August 7th, we were a year old over here on allegedly speculating. That is crazy. I can't believe that. Thank y'all for letting me know. Thank you, Cara. It's good to see you, Indy and Kimmy.
Neil, this investigation does not meet the qualifications for any type of alerts. It doesn't meet for an Amber Alert or an EN Alert at this time. Without documented mental disabilities, it wouldn't qualify.
Troopers say
Okay, I've got a problem with that because they say he's autistic. Is it like Jack and Lily where we assume they're autistic but we haven't had them tested, or is he documented autistic? Because that officer just said without any documented mental disabilities, which I mean, I guess I don't know if autism is considered a mental disability. I guess it would depend on the severity of it. I don't know. It's normal not to issue an Amber Alert unless you have a description of the vehicle and know for sure the child was abducted. So, to me, nothing abnormal there, although I do wish they would switch the Amber Alert system. Right, Cara? Thank you for sharing your milestone and being a member for 8 months. Yeah, we almost have a YouTube baby over here. That's awesome. Thank you so much, Cara. I really appreciate you being a member for 8 whole months and Jenny Jen for a year. Y'all are amazing. Thank you so very much. I appreciate that. Spidey said, "Do the conspiracies have to do with trafficking?" Yes. I've heard some crazy rumors about all that going on in Florida. Yeah. I believe, I mean, I'll share with you just kind of briefly. I believe that there's some very, 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 very high up people that are interested in some not so very appropriate things. And I don't know. I mean, I really can't get into it because y'all would think I'm crazy. But I think that there is a level of trafficking that goes on that even, the FBI, even if they knew about it, would not be able to do much about it, having to do with politicians, judges, things like that. And I'll leave that there. I'm sure y'all can figure out where I'm going with that. And it sucks and it's horrible. And I wish the trafficking would stop. I do. Mrs. O, thank you for being a member for 6 months, halfway to a year. That is awesome. I really appreciate you sharing that milestone with us today. Thank you. Mrs. O said, congratulations. Thank you. Thank you so very much. Miss Scorpio, oh my goodness. Thank you for the $20. That was so very sweet and supportive of you. I really appreciate that. She said August 7th of 2024, and there's 1,351,820 views. Oh my God. 1,000,000 views? Oh my gosh. That is crazy. I had no idea. Wow. That's crazy. I feel like a little small channel over here. That's amazing. Thank you for sharing that with me, and thank you for the super chat. I really appreciate that. Good morning, Norma. Yeah, that's crazy. We got 1,000,000 views over here on in our little speculating family. Good gracious, thank you. That's amazing. Cindy from sunny South Florida also gifted 5 memberships. Wow, thank you guys. Those went to Pleasant Dreams, Mama Shell Bell, Jackie215 has to hashtag FUBJ, Sweet Sativa, and Kimba1001. If you were gifted from from Cindy from sunny South Florida, and you are aware you were gifted, please tell Miss Cindy thank you. Thank you, Miss Cindy. I had a babysitter named Miss Cindy. I think that's why I call you Miss Cindy. Um, I'm going to grab the crazy train to pick y'all up on the way to Speculation Station. Thank you so much, Miss Cindy. I can't believe the milestones that we're hitting today and this month. That is crazy. Thank you guys for the information. I do need to check up on that stuff. Thank you for that. Y'all are amazing. Thank you guys. I love y'all so much. Hey, Shraddha, good to see you this morning. Hope you're doing good. I love our speculating family. All right.
while they do not have any evidence to believe Jayden was kidnapped, they are still keeping it open as an option. Painbowl Branch Road has been monitored throughout the day, with crews allowing only authorized personnel access to the scene. However, the folks that live in that hauler have seen them searching day and night tirelessly.
We saw all the the state polices and all that going up and down the road. I mean, lots of them, and I guess they were
Sheriff, fire department, rescue people, and people from everywhere wanting to help.
While the neighbors say they did not know the boy personally, they had seen him and the family around a few times. Douglas said that he talked to who they say is Jayden's stepdad that morning.
So there's a lot coming out on Jayden's stepdad, and I was wondering why there were so many cars in the yard just then, but I guess it's people coming over to search.
Told me what had happened, you know. And when they went to bed, everything was fine. When they woke up, he was gone, so they went searching, hollering, doing all they could, but finally called the police.
While Jayden's mother did not want to be on camera, she did provide a statement saying, "We love Jayden and we want him safe at home. Please, if anyone sees my son, Jayden Spicer, please report it to the Jackson Police Department. Thank you. We love him very much. Do the right thing. Call the police. Please pray for us and my son, Jayden."
The same objective, same goal as it has been from the start, to locate Jayden safely and bring him home.
That man's voice sounds like they're disguising it. I don't know. I don't know if that's his voice or not.
ASP reminds people if you have any information on Jayden's
Thank you.
whereabouts to contact 911 immediately. In Breathitt County, McKinley Calandrino, WYMT Mountain News.
And I know there's been a lot of talk on social media about why this or that alert has not been issued, and you can learn more about the different types of missing person alerts and when they are issued by going to our website at wymt.com.
Okay.
A simple sign of.
So let's read the article. The article says, Jackson, Kentucky. On Thursday, crews began their second day of searching for Jayden Spicer, a missing 10-year-old boy in Breathitt County. Search and rescue squads, along with first responders, searched for Spicer by foot and with canines, helicopters, drones, and sonar equipment. Quote, "We have a lot of different tools in place, and we're going to continue to search until our resources are exhausted," said Trooper Matt Gayhart, Public Information Officer at the Post 13. Troopers said as of Thursday, it was an open investigation, and they will consider every possibility. So as of right now, this investigation does not meet qualifications for any type of alerts. It doesn't meet for an Amber Alert or an in alert at this time. Without documented mental disabilities, it wouldn't qualify, Trooper Gayhart said. Trooper Gayhart said there are several missing person alerts that they are able to use when the situation qualifies. The Amber Alert is utilized for someone who's been abducted or life is in imminent danger, and the In Alert is more for someone who has physical disabilities, Gayhart said. So autism, I think, would be qualify as a mental. It wouldn't be. It definitely would not be a physical disability. I don't think. I mean, considering. I mean, if you would. I would think if like you can shower, because that was something they asked Madeline's mom, Jen, right? Like she might have a form of autism, but she can shower and all that by herself. So if he can do those things, then it probably wouldn't qualify as a a physical disability. I apologize. Betty, thank you for coming in and saying thank you. Becky says, Miss O, is that how many are in the chat room? Wow. Oh, wow. Imagine speaking in a room with 14,000 people. That's huge in YouTube world. Oh, yeah. I couldn't imagine that. That would be scary. Hey, Lola's mom. The mushrooms were good. They were really good. The kids were eating them up. Cindy from sunny South Florida said yesterday a 13-year-old autistic child with the cognitive mind of a 2-year-old went missing and was found drowned in a nearby pond. That's so sad. Hey, Holly. I'm so sorry. No doubt. Yeah, special needs. That's really sad, Cindy. I hope my thoughts go out to the family. That's so sad. I'm so sorry. So troopers said they did not have any evidence to believe the boy was kidnapped, but they will continue to keep it as an option. Panbowl Branch Road was monitored throughout the day on Thursday, with crews allowing only authorized personnel access to the scene. People that live on that road said they have been watching crews search tirelessly for Spicer. Douglas Hudson and Renee Ritchie said they did not know the boy personally, but they saw him and his family around. They say a family member told them when Spicer went to bed Tuesday night, everything was fine, but they woke up Wednesday morning and he was gone. Spicer's mother gave a WYMT statement, which you can see here. I'm going to click, but I think it's the document, the paper. Yeah, it is. Okay, we'll go back. Okay. Kentucky State Police say if you have any information on Jayden's whereabouts, call KSP Post 13 at 606-435-6069 or call 911 immediately. Okay. Now, let me see. Let me check my playlist before we get into what's being said, all the craziness. This, I do have this video from 3 hours ago before we get into all of the things that are being said online. Hey, Mark, good to see you. Let me check. Mark, good to see you. Yeah, there's a lot going on. It's really sad. I'm so sorry for that boy. Okay, this was from 3 hours ago.
Responders continue to search for a missing child out of Breathitt County. 10-year-old Jayden Spicer was reported missing last Wednesday and was last seen at his home in the Panbowl Branch Road area in Jackson on Tuesday. He was wearing blue Sonic the Hedgehog pajamas. Kentucky State Police continued search efforts yesterday using everything available, including aircrafts, drones, canines, sonar, and crews on foot. KSP now plans to explore other areas and is urging the public to remain alert and report any information on Jayden's whereabouts to Post 13 in Hazard.
Okay. Since this came up, we can go ahead and talk about Felicia. Now, allegedly, this is Felicia Spicer. This part might get edited out of the live stream. As long as I remember, I will post it in the description box, but it is from Ariel Hicks, who has 2 subscribers. It's from 11 years ago, which is why I believe it could be. I don't know. I don't know who Ariel Hicks is, but this comes up and somebody was asking if it's her. It looks like her. It says Felicia Spicer. And again, it's from 11 years ago. It says she is singing Wrecking Ball by Miley Cyrus. Funny shit, LOL. Comment, please. So again, this will probably have to be edited out, but I will share it as long as I remember. If I don't, you should be able to find it by using the information I just provided. Margie, thank you for being here. Margie said, I'm an hour away from Hazard. I hadn't even heard about this. Oh my goodness. That's crazy. I would think that you would have heard about it being so close. I'm glad that you're able to hear about it. Unfortunately, we're about to go into a bunch of speculation and rumors, but hopefully, hearing about it, you can keep your eyes open for Jayden. I'll pull up a picture of him in just a second. Okay, why are we being so seductive right there? I don't understand. I mean, I need to know how old she is. I'm thinking that obviously 11 years ago, we didn't know that this was going to happen. I don't think this was necessarily meant for the internet. I think maybe she's just being silly, but I don't know, it's weird for me. I'd like to know how old she was. If she's relatively young and maturity would come into play, maybe, possibly explain some things. Jennifer, thank you for being a member for 2 months. I really appreciate that. Jennifer said, thank you so much for your awesome channel. Thank you for being a member for 2 months. I really appreciate that. And thank you for sharing that with us today. Lola's, this is Jayden Spicer's mother, allegedly. Somebody named Felicia, Felicia Spicer on YouTube. Hey, AM, good to see you. Okay, the objective is to hit the high note without screaming.
I never hit so hard enough. All I wanted was to break you off. All you ever did was wreck me. Yeah, you wrecked me.
Okay. Lola's mom, thank you for the super sticker. I really appreciate that. Oh, look, it's a little beach. Actually, I'm hoping to go to the beach soon. Thank you for that. That was so very sweet. of you. I really appreciate that. Jenny Jen said, that song gets stuck in my head every time. It's been stuck in my head all morning since I saw this. Oh, well, hi, Sky Maiden. Nice to meet you. I hope you enjoy it here. Thank you again, Lola's mom, for this super sticker. So I'm thinking while she's singing this was 11 years ago, and Jayden is 10. Her last name is Spicer. So she is either pregnant with him or about to be pregnant with him. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, to be fair, yes, ma'am. Miss Scorpio said she definitely looks like she's having fun, though, and that's what matters. It is what matters. Yeah, she was definitely feeling it. Um, so, and it's 11 years ago. I don't know how young she was. She's enjoying the moment. I just don't know if I would have posted it to YouTube personally, but she's young. Children do things. Yeah. Stop, Tom. I'm sorry, Orange. I'm glad it was good.
Officials in Breathitt County are
Stop. No, ma'am. I don't know if it's because that other was turned down so low or what, but that was really loud. Cindy said kids are so misguided on what's appropriate to share online and often comes back to haunt you. Very true. Hey, Ryan. FYI, it's okay to do things without posting them to the internet. Yes, it is. Absolutely. Okay. So this is going to get into present time and her prior charges. So this reads, Felicia Spicer, mother of missing 10-year-old Jayden Spicer, has prior child endangerment charge. Sorry. Lord, let me get a sip of my coffee. I am not with it today, evidently. Okay. So there is Jayden Spicer, who is currently missing. It says no, thank you, Dix. Authorities in Jackson, Kentucky are continuing an urgent search for 10-year-old Jayden Spicer, who's been missing since the overnight hours of Tuesday, August 5th. Jayden was last seen near Panbowl Branch Road in Breathitt County and is believed to have left his home during the night or early morning. Jayden was last seen wearing a blue Sonic the Hedgehog pajama set. Described as a white male, slim build, he stands approximately 5 feet 1 inches tall. Stop it, Dix. I hate when dicks are just trying to come up all on your screen and everything. I hate that. Chow, thank you so much for gifting 5 memberships. That was so very sweet and supportive of you, and I really appreciate that. Thank you so very much. Those went to Sweetest Taboo, Mama Turn, As I See It, Cotton Carolyn, and Teresa Holland. If you were gifted from Chow and you are aware you were gifted, please tell Chow thank you. It's good to see you, Chow. I will grab the crazy train to pick y'all up on the way to Speculation Station. Thank you so much, Chow. I really appreciate that. Yeah, Connie said, thank God we didn't have internet when I was young, and I'm here to say the same thing. We started to have it, but I'm glad, yeah, because I probably would have posted things too. Oh, thank you. You guys are awesome. It's beautiful out in New England. That's cool. That's awesome. And Orange, I'm glad you had a good vacation, sweetheart. I appreciate that. Damn it with the dicks. Okay. He is 5 feet 1 inches tall. He has blonde hair and blue eyes. Despite intensive search efforts led by Kentucky State Police, local law enforcement, and community volunteers, there have been no confirmed sightings of the missing child as of Thursday evening. Jayden's mother, Felicia Spicer, also known as Felicia Gross, has a previous charge-related child endangerment. Although she initially provided a handwritten statement to authorities expressing heartbreak and pleading for help, she has since requested privacy and asked that her identity not be publicly shared. However, records confirm her prior involvement in a child endangerment case, which is now drawing additional public scrutiny amid the ongoing search. Channel 2 now continues to lead the investigation and search operation. Anyone with information, no matter how minor it may seem, is urged to contact authorities immediately at 606 435 6069. The community remains on high alert and continues to share Jayden's story in hopes of bringing him home safely. Now, that was the end of that. I do have, if we go over here, damn, Dick's advertisement was popping up nonstop. I was like, good gracious with the Dicks. Okay. So evidently she has a child endangerment charge and a wanton endangerment charge for the first degree incomplete offense information found is what this says. And it was from July 20th of 2018 for Felicia Gross. Now, what is wanton endangerment? Let's see what Uncle Google has to say. Hold on. Okay, AI says wanton endangerment is a legal term that refers to behavior demonstrating extreme disregard for human life or safety. Like extreme. It involves engaging in conduct that creates a substantial danger of serious physical injury or death to another person, often characterized by a willful indifference to the consequences of one's actions. In some jurisdictions, such as Kentucky, it is defined under law as conduct that manifests an extreme indifference to the value of human life. Holy crap. Wanton endangerment. Sorry if I misspoke. Kat, good to see you. It's got to advertise too, sometimes too much. Hey, Alex. Pisces said, anyone who doesn't want their name shared publicly during an event like that should be looked into, in my opinion. I agree. I think it could be because of past criminal history, but then we look at the stepdad that she's currently with and all of his mugshots, which we're going to talk about in just a second. It's like, well, I could get it if you're trying to leave that life behind, but it don't look like you are, allegedly, in my opinion. Pisces said, if my child was missing, nothing would hold me back, and I am 100% right there with you. Flight of the Conchords, too many ticks on the dance floor. Yeah, that's the word extreme, and like in Kentucky, it's defined under law that manifests as an extreme, like extreme, they're like indifference to the value of human life. So like, what, like, are you, I'm trying to think of a situation that would mean that, like, I don't know, setting a baby in the middle of the road, like on a 4-lane highway, like that's kind of what I'm thinking. I'm not saying that's what she did, but if I'm trying to think of a situation that's going to show extreme disregard for human life or safety, like I'm thinking that you're like setting a baby or an infant in the middle of a 4-lane highway and like walking away. I don't know, like something extreme. That's really bad. Because they're not just going to use the word extreme like that. Bye, Indy. I'm so glad you dropped in. It was good to see you. I mean, again, I don't think that's what she did necessarily, but when you use a word like extreme, that's kind of what I'm thinking about. I don't know, setting the house on fire and leaving the baby in there or something. I don't know. Like, these are just examples I'm giving. I don't know what really happened, but okay. So we got the wanton endangerment. First of the first degree. That means it was like real serious too. And what is this? Hold on. They're out of order, so y'all have to work with me. This one is contempt of court, libel or slander, resistance to order. And I think that has to do with this. Felicia Ann Gross versus Tommy Daniel Lee Gross. That's probably to do with the slander charge. This is from the Breathitt County Emergency from I don't know when it was, but it says search continues for Breathitt County juvenile. Search crews are looking for a missing 10-year-old Breathitt County boy are continuing this search today, Thursday, August 7th. Teams from the Quicksand and Jackson Fire Department supported efforts to locate Jayden Spicer in the Panbowl Branch area by the Breathitt County Sheriff's Office. Breathitt County Endangerment. Okay. Lord have mercy. I don't know why I cannot see properly today. Hold on. Hold on just a minute. I'm going to clear my throat. Okay. Alex, you think so? If that's really her singing, I don't know that she's necessarily slow. Trying to sell a baby? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Like, even trying to sell a baby, I don't know. Or extreme, maybe leaving the child in a hot car while you go shopping. Oh, yeah, that would be one. That's your sister, not your mother. I think she was aware of the dissecting of interviews of parents and missing kids. Oh, yeah, that could be why she said she didn't want to be in public. Yeah. I might have heard she was charged with leaving the baby in the hot car when she went shopping. So, that's done on accident, to be fair. I would have to know if she did it on accident or what. Because if she's kind of slow and maybe not capable of raising a child, then leaving the baby in the car might have been an accident. I don't know. Hey, Nana Rocks. Taking the baby to a bar, maybe somebody wants the baby and she says, okay, give me a pitcher of beer, and you can just have the baby for a day or two, just thinking out loud. That actually happened not long ago in Arkansas, and that also happened to Charles Manson when he was young. Okay, back to this. Teams for Quicksand and Jackson Fire Department supported efforts to locate Jayden Spicer in the Panbowl Branch area by the Breathitt County Sheriff's Office, Breathitt County Emergency Management, and the Kentucky State Police yesterday. Rescuers have searched on foot by all-terrain vehicle, canine, drone, sonar, and helicopter more than 20 square miles in the area on Wednesday after Spicer was reported missing at 9:23 a.m. The last crew left the woods shortly after 3 a.m. to reset for a second day of searching. Let me write down reported missing. I'm kind of like deep diving this on live with you guys. Reported missing at 9:23 a.m. Okay. The search for the juvenile started at daybreak on Thursday, and access to the Panbowl branch will be controlled to prevent congestion on the one-lane roadway so efforts are not impeded. Officials asked the public to avoid the area as rescue crews continue the search. Numerous individuals and organizations have volunteered to aid the search effort, but officials ask that no one enter the area at this time without authorization. Anyone with information about the whereabouts of Jayden Spicer is asked to call the Kentucky State Police at Post 13 in Hazard at 606-435-6069. That was a post from, again, the Breathitt County Emergency. Somebody did do that. I think they would qualify. I saw it on a documentary. Hey, Kalisa. Lord of mercy. Wanton disregard is also a charge you can get if you're going 15 over the speed limit. So maybe it wasn't that serious, or maybe it was. Hi, Chloe. Nice to meet you. Good to see you. Okay. This is the house that Jayden disappeared from. And this is the area. So Panbowl Branch Road is over here in basically a holler. You can see the houses and the road there. He disappeared from over here, so it's a very mountainous region. I don't know if how far he would go off by himself in the mountains. Okay, now these are just posts. I don't know. Take it with a grain of salt, speculation. This person said the great grandmother had custody of Jayden before she passed. She died in May of 2025. Her obituary is quite telling because she omits any mention of her daughter Lisa or Jayden's mom Felicia. That's allegedly a rumor. Now, I have the obituary. Hold on. Like I said, they're not. There it is. So this is the allegedly the obituary. Shirley Faye Johnson, 73, of Canoe, Kentucky, passed away on Tuesday, March 20th of 2025 at the Wells Hospice Care Center in Hazard, Kentucky. She was born September 5th of 1951 in Ohio and was the daughter of the late Ollie James Moland. I don't know who's two-way. I didn't. Okay. She was also preceded in death by one son and one sister. She is survived by her stepmother, Cindy Mullins of Jackson, Kentucky, her granddaughter, Samantha Brutney Michael Hayes of Canoe, Kentucky. She is also survived by one daughter, one brother, four other grandchildren, and a host of great grandchildren, many other relatives and friends. Funeral services will be held on Friday, May 23rd, 2025 at noon in Delton Funeral Home Chapel with Estelle Barnett office officiating. Burial in the Moline Cemetery, Hall Branch Road of Canoe, Kentucky. And then it continues with that. Now, it says that she is survived by one daughter, okay, but it doesn't mention the name. If we go back to that particular post, it says she omits any mention of her daughter, Lisa, or Jayden's mom, Felicia. If Jayden's mom, Felicia, was the daughter, then which daughter? If Jayden's mom, Felicia, was also a daughter of hers, which daughter is she omitting? Because she said she's survived by a daughter, so I guess she is recognizing one of the two. If Felicia is also her daughter with Lisa, and it is weird they didn't say a name, but they also said one son, so they're admitting the boy too. Sam Brown said the examples Google gave me were firing a weapon in a public space, driving recklessly in a crowded area, or causing panic for vehicles during busy traffic. Okay, so maybe not as extreme as I thought. I appreciate y'all looking that up, and I should have done that myself. Biodad, I would believe if we go back to this, maybe Tommy Daniel, no, not Gross. I don't know. I don't know if we have the dad, the biological dad yet, but I'm going to continue to look. Thank you for asking. A holler is a valley, yes, but we call them hollers in Appalachia. I grew up there when I was young, not Kentucky, North Carolina. Okay, this is also like Google Maps. A lot of times in the mountains, you'll have these curvy roads like this, and then you'll go down and turn on a driveway like that, like it forks like that, and you'll go into an area where there's a lot of houses and things. So evidently, he lives down this one-lane road where there's houses. I think they do it like that because, like, a lot of times you're driving literally on the side of a mountain, and they're really tight back country roads, and like, I don't know, it's just like that in the mountains. Okay, this talks about what we know. Again, this is what somebody posted online. I have no way, like, it's just somebody talking, but they wrote 5 days, no sight of Jayden. Let's lay out what we know. 1, those who know him best say he was afraid of the dark and insects. That's going to be important if we say Josh Spicer. You are correct. I remember seeing that name now as the father of the missing boy. Okay. No, I thought it was Josh Gross that I saw. I don't know. Thank you, Native Girl. Okay. So if we're talking about a child that's going to get up and wander away in the middle of the night, we're not going to think that he's going to go outside in the dark. Okay. 2, tracking dogs could not pick up any scent of him leaving or being outside. That's not good. Search teams have covered 25 square miles of wood and terrain with no signs of him. Some of the most highly trained search and rescue experts can't find a single trace. His mother has a history of wanton endangerment. Let's see what specifically wanton endangerment, like an example of wanton endangerment in Kentucky is. Hold on. Hold on just a minute. Okay. Example of wanton endangerment in Kentucky. Let me pull that up. An example of wanton endangerment in Kentucky involves a police officer who was charged with first-degree wanton endangerment for firing shots into a neighborhood apartment during a no-knock search warrant. Although shots did not strike Breonna Taylor, the officer's actions were deemed to create substantial danger of death or serious injuries to other, leading to a Class D felony charge. Now, I remember that case. Okay, so there's an example of it specifically from Kentucky, and like that's pretty serious because if you have a no-knock warrant and you're just firing shots into the apartment with complete disregard for who could be sitting there, where they could be, what they could be doing, that's pretty serious. So, I mean, that's what I'm thinking about. But then we talk about hey, Blue Jay, allegedly, if it was like she left the baby in the car while she went shopping, like the definition says disregard for human life. So it's like she left the baby while she went shopping and knew the baby was in the car and did it like, oh, I'm just going in for a second and I'm coming right back out kind of thing. Like that would be complete disregard for human life, especially if it's hot outside, but it's not as serious as just firing shots into an apartment, not knowing where people are and if you're going to strike them and things like that. Okay, I'm going to go back to our window over here. Tom said, if the dogs didn't pick up its scent, I guarantee the police are looking heavily at the parents. And evidently there's reason to. If he needed 24-hour supervision like Aunt states, then the family should have exact time and date he was last seen. But it's super unclear timeline right now. Suspicious. Interesting. You have got to go shopping at a mall. I've seen that happen too. Had to go and find the mother of a newborn baby that was left in the front seat with the window cracked at Macy's. Oh my God. I don't go to the mall. It's too expensive in my opinion, but dang. And called security. She was an itch too. She saw nothing wrong with it. That's insane. Okay, back to this. Excuse me. His stepfather has a history of abuse, and I have the allegations of that. And his aunt said he needed 24/7 care and constant supervision. From these facts, here's what we can reasonably conclude. I have no idea why I can't speak today. Now, when we use terms like reasonably conclude, we are speculating. It's, using common sense, we could speculate these things. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and put up my banner that says, oh, I don't have one. Oh, yeah. Okay. This is speculation. I don't know. I was not there. I did not see. Okay. So it says unlikely scenario. He wandered away in the middle of the night and got lost. I agree that's unlikely since he was scared of the dark, scared of bugs, and he needed constant supervision. So maybe he got up in the middle of the night and walked away. But if he's scared of the dark and scared of bugs, then yeah, probably not. They wrote, why? He was scared of the dark, needed constant supervision, and there's no scent trail. More likely scenario, something happened inside or near the home and someone removed him or covered it up. Why? No scent, no sign in the woods, and police aren't allowing public searchers, possibly to protect evidence. That makes sense to me. Possible law enforcement focus, this may be treated as a criminal investigation. Why? They could suspect foul play and be building a case before making arrest. That makes sense to me if we're just speculating. Meanwhile, okay, continues. Meanwhile, his mother isn't making public appeals or assisting with search efforts. She skipped the community prayer meeting for him. She continues to go out for fast food while her son is missing. Oh, wow. Both she and the stepfather has a history of drug abuse. She could be staying away from the public because she knows how the public's attacked, but I don't know. You might not feel like cooking much either if your child's missing. Hey, Crime with Sarah. Be careful, Blue Jay. Drive safe. She's only had the child for a couple of months. That's another thing that's really important. Hey, Miss King. Good to see you. Sarah. Oh, Ice and Fire. Hello. Good to see you. She said, hey, Sarah. Oh, wow. Casey Anderson vibes, you said. Tom says both guilty. All right. What could this mean? If there's no evidence he left on his own, it points to involvement by someone in his immediate environment. That's true. The lack of scent or sighting suggests he may never have left the property alive. Law enforcement's silence could mean they already have leads but are working quietly to secure evidence that will hold up in court. I agree with that. Questions we should be asking: where is the little boy? What are we missing? Why hasn't anyone been arrested? Children do not just vanish into thin air. Okay. Some of these are out of order, so I'm trying to do it in a way where we can kind of keep it in order. So this says, as one of his aunts, there hasn't been an alert yet because there are certain protocols that Kentucky State Police have to meet in order to issue the alert. Until certain criteria is met, they cannot issue the alert. Jayden lost his mama 2 months ago, the woman who raised him since he was a baby. He started living with his mom and her husband. He has mental health issues and needs medicine daily. There is information our family has received that has not been shared and will not be shared until Kentucky State Police and detective confirms it and releases it to the public. We do not know the exact time he went missing, but we do know he is terrified of the dark. So it is possible he left early morning. As of now, he has not been found. Our family is hurting bad enough without a bunch of people making comments when they know nothing about Jayden and his situation. Be respectful to our family. If that is an aunt, I could understand why they feel that way. Ryan said, well, I feel like both parents are crazy and suspicious. We need to remember that they were not fit to be parents and the child was with the grandmother for a reason. I agree with that. Kat said, wish there was someone we could all just give him a big hug and tell him that he is important. That's so sad. I wish we could too. Yeah, I think cops are trying to get evidence. I don't know. It's very suspicious. Those parents are guilty of doing something to that baby 2-3 months. Why has she not been arrested based off that? Well, they got to prove that she did something. We can't just go around arresting her. And to be fair, maybe she got her life together and was able to get him back. I don't know. We're going to talk about how she got custody in just a second. Does anyone know the last confirmed sighting of Jayden? Not what the family says, because right now it looks like July 3rd. Interesting. No. Hey, Lorianne, this is Jayden Spicer out of Kentucky missing. It does, Wendy. The aunt started a GoFundMe. She says every dollar goes towards a reward for any information. Yeah, wow, July 3rd? Interesting. This is Joshua Gross, the stepfather, and all of his mugshots there. I mean, quite a few, right? Like, I would have to I don't have access to this. This was a screenshot, but like, it appears that he's no stranger to criminal charges. I don't know. I don't know if he's still living this lifestyle, but that's a lot. There again is the house where he went missing. I mean, there's toys and things out there. I don't know why we got so many daggum trash cans. Okay. This says the truth needs to be told about the mom. She never had custody of Jayden. When he was born, he was full of drugs. So he was took and she never wanted him or had anything to do with him. Jayden's granny was all he had until a couple of months ago when she passed. Then somehow the bio mom got him, but not the other two. I believe it was because no one could handle him. While she was pregnant with her first, she tried killing her while pregnant. She let a bad thing happen to her when she was a baby, and when she had her second one, she knew was a newborn and just gave her away. I know this to be 100% the truth. She ran off with a bunch of men to a party to get high, then threatened to get the people in trouble she gave the baby to. That's why she got her first charge when the cops found her. She was blown out of her mind. She is not fit to be a mom. I feel like they felt Jayden was just in the way and got rid of him. I pray I'm wrong and he is safe and okay. Now that's a lot. I'm new to the channel and I'm also local that lives close to Jackson. Yeah, it sounds like Adam Montgomery. It's nice to meet you, Ice and Fire. Hey, here, Sandra. Good to see you. Thank you for the information. This is a lot, okay? First of all, if he had drugs in his system, I could say maybe it's because she was abusing drugs and needed help getting off. But like she gets custody of him because grandma passes away, and then she doesn't have custody of her other two is concerning. And because no one can handle him. Now, how many times have we heard that, oh, I got custody of him because nobody could handle him? Chandra Vander Ark is one that comes to mind. Also, the other boy we were talking about where we looked at the interrogation, and I think that one was out of New England. And they thought he went to a pond, and then the mother later admitted or said that he ran off or something. She left him at a park bench or something to that effect. So we've heard this before. No one else can handle them, so he goes back to the parent who lost him. I don't understand this. While she was pregnant with her first, she tried killing her while she was pregnant, and she let a bad thing happen to her when she was a baby. Now that makes me think of the wanton endangerment charge of like leaving the baby in the car while she went shopping. If she tried to kill the baby while she was pregnant with the baby and then left the baby in the car while she's shopping, that's very concerning. I don't know this to be true. This person says I know it to be 100% true, but I don't know who this person is. And like, we don't know if this is true or not. But if this is true, it's really concerning. So it says, and when she had her second one, she was a newborn and just gave her away. And then she ran off with a bunch of men to party, and then she threatened to get the people in trouble that she gave the baby to. And that's why she got her first charge? Which, if she gave a baby away and then left to go party and then called the police and was like, I gave my baby away and these people are not good people, that would probably make it, that would probably qualify for a wanton endangerment charge. Extreme disregard for the child's life. Yeah, we're just speculating. I don't know if it's true or not. Also heard Jayden's mother was at a Walmart driving around the parking lot with a phone out the passenger window and recording. Well, I mean, yeah, recording what would be my next question, but I don't know. Yeah, please hit the thumbs up if y'all don't mind. So this is, again, just stuff that's been posted online. I don't know if it's true or not, but if it is, it's very concerning. When someone says let a bad thing happen, that's what made me think it's something. Ooh, I hope not. If this is that kind of situation, they need to get help before having custody of any kind of child. And if we go back and look at all of these charges with him, and that's the new stepdad or the stepdad that's been in the situation, I don't think anybody's trying to actively seek help. You know what I mean? So it's concerning. Okay, somebody said because everyone's figuring out who the mom is and hearing the local rumors. Now, if there's local rumors, there's going to be some truth to that. Like if she's known in the area, some of this shit happened, in my opinion. Like for you to be known like that, something bad happened. Nobody feels like this has a good outcome. I pray we are all wrong. Christina says it's not just the mom, the stepdad too. The stepdad used to be married to my not biological son's mother. Okay, wait a minute. He used to be married to my non biological son's mother. Okay, so her stepson, he abused our son when he was 8 years old, choked him, and body slammed him on the couch one night. We had to go to court to get a protection order against the husband. Our son is now 24, but he still remembers everything. That's not good. So basically, they're saying that Joshua Gross, this person, used to be married, okay, to her stepson's mother. And when he was married to her stepson's mother, he choked her stepson and body slammed him on a couch. Hold on just a minute. Okay. Is it possible his dad has him? I don't know. It's a possible. I mean, I think anything's possible at this point, but I would think that the police would have looked into that and um, seen if that's what was going on. Okay. Phew. Wait a minute. Let me see what the order of these is because. Okay, we'll start with this one. This one says, this is weird. The home is located at 844 Panbowl Branch, according to Google Earth. I tracked down the mobile home that was on the report in an image, and we just saw that. I don't think some random person went that far up in a holler to find a kid to kidnap. I mean, I'd have to agree with that. If he was kidnapped, he was taken or left with someone who knew him. If he left on his own, which would be bizarre for a kid that is scared of the dark, then he probably had a destination in mind, meaning somewhere or someone he knew. If you are a 10-year-old kid, you don't leave home and not plan on getting somewhere. He would have also stuck to the roads and someone would have found him. I think that he is either with someone who doesn't know the parents to have him. Or, sorry, I think he is either with someone who doesn't want the parents to have him, or the parents know where he is and they're just waiting on it to just go away. There are lots of mountains surrounding the property, but I saw on a post that search dogs never picked up a scent. In any case, the parent should be in custody until he's found. There is no way on this earth that cop brought, I don't want to be on the, okay. There's no way on this earth that cop brought, I don't want to be on the news to help find my kid, but here's a note, and didn't get suspicious. And anytime there is a kid missing, there is that much suspicion around the parents. They should be held indefinitely until something suggests otherwise. Now, it is suspicious that she wrote a note and claims she doesn't want to be interviewed by the news. Like, that is very suspicious, and I have to agree with this comment. Like, he's not going anywhere unless he's got somewhere in mind. I don't think family members have him and are trying to keep him away from the mother because I think the cops would have found that out by now. My grandma says if one person sat it, it might not be true, but if 3 or more say it's probably true. Yeah. Chloe said that's true. Sounds like a possibility the stepdad did something to Jayden. It didn't sound like they even wanted him. That's where I'm scared that that's what could have happened. Bless his little heart. I don't know. I would think they had, Ryan. I would think they had searched the path to grandma's. Being that his scent wasn't picked up is very alarming. Makes me think he's been gone longer than what's stated. I don't know, though. I agree. No, but I'm going to look it up. I'm going to see if we can figure out how far it is. It said Canoe, Kentucky, so let me write that down. In her obituary. Let's see. And then this is going to be 844 Panville Road. We're going to look it up. Okay. Felicia and Joshua Gross talked to the news about Joshua Vance, the vice president, but can't even talk about their missing child. That's true. Let me see if I can pull that up real quick. I'll play that and bless you, baby. Basil sneezing. Hold on. I'm trying to pull it up. Hugh, I'm sorry if I didn't see you. I'm on a different page. I might have to borrow it. I thought about this. His only maternal figure is no longer here. You know what child is missing her something bad? Yeah. I didn't see your question. Oh, now I do. Oh, thank you for that. Let me fix that. Hold on. Hold on. Thank you for that. Okay. No. There. There. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that. All right. I'm going to borrow it from here and I will drop his link. Hold on. I don't like playing. Okay. Hold on. Sorry, y'all. I'm trying to find. I don't know where the clip is, but I know where I can find it, and hopefully I can play it without getting in trouble. Okay. Hold on. All right. I'm going to drop the link to JLR. Hey, Hillbilly here. Wait a minute. Sky Maiden. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Also concerning when the family describes missing child negatively, when child is missing, hyperactive, etc. Talking about Maddie, yeah. There's no Robin Hood stealing the children and giving them to better parents. I agree, which is really sad. All right, this is going to be from JLR because I don't know where else to find the JD Vance video, but I did drop his link. Hold on. He's showing pictures of Joshua's.
3 little boys playing in a creek under the watchful eyes of their parents. right across the street from a house where another young boy used to spend a lot of time. You live near where J.D. Vance used to spend all his summers, correct?
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah, just pretty much right here.
This is Jackson, Kentucky, in the heart of Appalachia.
How'd you feel when you heard that he's the Republican vice presidential nominee?
I was actually proud. It came across really, like a proud feeling, like you can accomplish something just from this little area. It tells me kind of, one of my little boys could possibly grow up and become vice president one day. You never know.
So yeah, if they're willing to talk to the news about JD Vance, why wouldn't they be willing to talk about Jayden? Now, it could be that they're worried because when your child's missing, that stuff gets torn apart, but I mean, that could be an answer. I don't know. I do find it odd.
In J.D. Vance's book, Hillbilly Elegy, he says he grew up in the Rust Belt city of Middletown, Ohio, but also here in Jackson, where he would regularly travel with his grandparents to visit other family members.
You know who you're going to vote for?
Donald Trump and J.D. Vance.
Donald Trump and J.D. Vance.
Jayden Spicer was last seen earlier this week at his home on Panbowl Branch Road near Jackson. It's in Breathitt County.
WKYT's Phil Pendleton talked to some relatives who are questioning why he suddenly disappeared. It's our top story at 6.
There are many questions along Panbowl Branch
Hey,
Road
Michael.
in Breathitt County.
There's some stuff that just doesn't add up in this case.
Police say they were told that
Josh
Jayden went
Gross,
to bed
yeah.
Tuesday night but was missing on Wednesday morning.
And as two aunts and mothers, we've questioned a lot of the information ourselves.
State police say numerous search crews have combed the woods and hilly areas, even using sonar underwater. There's been no solid leads, but they say they are leaving no stone unturned and looking into every possibility.
So Miss Scorpio, thank you for gifting 5 memberships. That was so very sweet and supportive of you, and I really appreciate that. Those went to Old Snap Sharon, Act Right Bitches, Stella, Candace, and Kimberly Broadbent. Thank you so much for gifting those memberships. That was so sweet of you, and I appreciate that so very much. If you were gifted from Miss Scorpio and you are aware you were gifted, please tell Miss Scorpio thank you. And I'm going to grab the crazy train to pick y'all up on the way to Speculation Station. Thank you so very much. I appreciate that, Miss Scorpio. I saw Faye. Nice to meet you. Can felons vote? No, not usually. It depends on if you're convicted of a felony or not. But that was a good question considering that they were talking about voting for J.D. Vance. I would think they couldn't if they're convicted of a felony. I don't know if they're convicted of a felony or not. If I had to guess, actually, from what I know, if we go back and look at, hold on, I'm going to finish this interview and then I'll get more on that.
Good boy. He's very sweet and loving. He is very hyperactive.
He likes to be on the go.
24/7.
They say that he would never
Hey,
venture
Hood
out in
Deuce.
the dark and try to
The-
climb the rugged terrain that surrounds his home.
He
Loves
does
walking.
not like insects at all. So
Or the dark.
them looking up in the hills, I mean, any child can go anywhere, but it just seems so unreal that he would go up there.
This is from JLR because that's the only place I knew where to get this off the fly. I did drop his link twice. If you haven't subscribed, he actually gets a lot of information. So check him out if you would like to do so. Hey, always late. Good to see you. And Hood News. I wish they had found him, but no, not that I know of.
Jayden can be hyperactive, and that can be difficult to deal with. They
No,
say
you're
this
good,
has
Miss
been almost
Scorpio.
too much for them to handle.
Tore up, shocked,
Heartbroken.
confused. Don't know if we're coming and going.
I
don't know where to
appreciate it.
start.
Numerous Breathitt County agencies were looking Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. With some help coming from out of county expected Friday afternoon. Breathitt County, Phil Pendleton, WKY.
And search.
Okay, I was thinking something. I'll go back to that and see what I was thinking real quick. But no, you're fine, Miss Scorpio. I appreciate you doing that. He's always first, that's for sure, said Sarah Luna. Good to see you. Hold on, let me see. Let me go back and see what I was thinking.
last seen earlier this week at his home on Panbowl Branch Road near Jackson. It's in Breathitt County.
WKYT's Phil Pendleton talked to some relatives who are questioning why he suddenly disappeared. It's our top story at 6.
There are many questions along Panbowl Branch Road in Breathitt County.
There's some stuff that just doesn't add up in this case.
Police say they were told that Jayden went to bed Tuesday night but was missing on Wednesday morning.
Oh, I remember.
And as two aunts and mothers, we've questioned a lot of the information ourselves.
So that is his aunt. I didn't catch that the first time, and they're questioning information. And what I was going to say is, if it's true that he was last seen on July 3rd, like, how much of a head start have they had? Have they had enough of a head start to put him in a whole other state? Kraka, good to see you. Everybody coming in, good to see you. I always think of poor little Maddie Soto when kids are described like they just did. Yeah, that's her own sisters questioning her. Damn. All right. Go to this, back where we were.
Looked high and low near his home with a helicopter, dogs, and boots on the ground. There's still no sign of him. As Jay Sobardo reports, state police are now expanding the search area and racing the clock.
So yeah, unfortunately, opiates have ravaged a lot of Appalachia, and that by proxy would be first it started out with the OCs. I mean, Lord, I'm telling my own story. It started out with the Oxycontin and then oxycodone, and then they stopped making. I don't even think they make Oxycontin anymore. And then you they were handing out pain pills like they were candy. Especially in Appalachia. And then, it goes to fentanyl, and then you get the fake fentanyl, and then when you can't find the fentanyl, it goes to heroin and all the things. So it's just, it's bad. Hopefully, God, I want to say hopefully it's not related. But then again, when we go and look at the mugshots, which we'll jump to that real quick because it looks like another family member is about to speak. I appreciate JLR for getting that stuff together. So we're going to watch that. Back to this where you were asking if felons can vote, considering how many charges he allegedly has. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 14. I mean, that's just 14 different mugshots. I would think that they're misdemeanors because, and he's probably at risk of getting hit with the bitch. Getting hit with getting charged with being a habitual misdemeanor offender, which means if you get hit with the bitch, it would change all of your misdemeanors to felonies and you would start going to prison. If these charges were felonious, I wouldn't think there would be so many of them. So I think it's just misdemeanor charges. Therefore, I think he could vote because he appears to have committed a lot of misdemeanors. But again, he better be damn careful because that's a lot, and they will hit you with the bitch. This is from JLR again. Hey, Glitter, good to see you. Yeah. I think since the end of May, Grandma had custody of Jayden. I don't believe they even reported to CPS Grandma's passing. That's what we were looking at, and we've heard. He went back when Grandma died in May. He started going with Mom.
It's been 3 days of unanswered questions. Where is 10-year-old Jayden Spicer? What happened to him? And is there hope that he's still alive?
Oh, really, Tom?
My honest to God opinion is something's happened to that child, and it's broke my heart because somebody would have found something by now. Yeah, I'm praying for the Lord to show us, he's okay or to find him, but in my mind, it's just a recovery.
The blonde-haired, blue-eyed 10-year-old was last seen around 9 p.m. on August 5th wearing blue Sonic the Hedgehog pajamas. He reportedly went missing from his home in the area of Panbowl Branch Road in Jackson either overnight or in the early hours of Wednesday morning.
Upon arrival of units on scene, they immediately began a search of the immediate area, followed by a larger scale search that's been followed out in conjunction with Breathitt County Emergency Management, along with multiple search and rescue teams.
As day 3 of the search comes to a close, KSP says they've exhausted all resources at their disposal, and they've decided to expand the search beyond the area of Panbowl Branch.
Unfortunately, we've not been able to locate a lot of evidence suggesting that he would be close by.
Show
So
it.
unfortunately, we're kind of at the same spot we were when we started the search.
KSP sent Fox 56 a picture of this note written by Jayden's mother asking for prayers for her family and her son. Tonight, the community came together at the Panbowl Church to do just that.
I just hope and pray he's found. But I'm really afraid we're not going to find him.
We must continue hope, but unfortunately, at this point, where we're at in the investigation, it's a race against the clock. We're essentially at kind of our last leg. We need to locate him immediately.
Anyone with information that may help in the search is encouraged to contact Kentucky State Police.
Okay, so that's what some of the family and an update on the JD Vance. So they would talk about JD Vance before he went missing, but won't talk since he's been missing. And I don't know if she's afraid that she's going to look suspicious or what, but it is concerning. All right, this one reads, "This is my hometown and I know everyone there. None of this is making sense. First off, the mother was charged with wanton endangerment of a child and child abuse charges. This baby lived with his grandmother until her death and then was placed back with the same woman with these charges. Somebody back home dropped the ball with this. Then the mother doesn't want her identity revealed, writes a statement asking for his safe return, but not less than 6 months ago jumped on the news over a JD Vance article, goes to McDonald's, ordered food, all while they were searching for her son, and has been seen smoking cigarettes on the neighbor's porch laughing. Make this make sense to me. If that was my child missing, the news would be so sick of seeing my face, it would be unreal. Something isn't right, and I have such a horrible feeling about this whole situation. I just pray to God that the baby is found. I've been following this very closely because Jackson is a very small town and everyone knows everyone." And it goes back to, I mean, what the community is saying. Everybody knows everybody, and they're saying something is wrong. Yeah, I was saying that earlier, Orange Rose, when we heard him the first time. It did sound like one of those voiceover things. Yep, I've heard that, Kat, about that stuff in Florida. It was bad during that time period. Hey, Carolina. Yeah, I didn't even think about that, Speedle. Um, the only picture we see of Jayden is that one. So why isn't there more out? Thank you for saying hey to everybody. And then we have this one. This one says, I can say Kentucky social workers did have tons of workers that would remove children over just hearsay allegations. Have noticed they've fired or gotten rid of a lot of them over the years, leaving better ones that look for proof of things now before any actions. But also, there are still many counties in Kentucky. People do need to understand all directions before just saying she's guilty, because Jayden lived with grandmother for a while. Same with handwriting. Most of Kentucky raised in the 70s and 90s have that handwriting, and depending on the area of Kentucky, it's different in different parts. Like Louisville has the neater version, looking more professional than schools way out in the sticks. The eastern Kentucky area have a lot of caves, water hills, huge cliffs, and a lot of wildlife that can even take out a grown man that's muscular. Not all kids in Kentucky are scared to go out in the woods because some even go hunt at that age. My son, when he was 4 years old, ran away from his dad to find me when CPS took him from me when my ex-husband, their father, claimed I was on drugs. I passed even the initial test and about 100 that were given sometimes daily and 3 times a week. They got the judge to order an emergency removal without even speaking to me or testing me. I've since gotten custody of them. Now they are grown and about grown, but it had to be court ordered that they must have proof when my ex-husband made the exact same allegations every time I got cleared and got them back. First time was 3 days before my my second's first birthday, and he was to be with me that day. And the second time, I had my kids for Mother's Day, and he wanted me not to have that day. Another order he did again or tried after. Okay. Basically, she's saying that her kids got removed without proof. And so just be careful about um, saying that she's guilty. But there's a lot more in this case, I think, considering that the parents and family and all of that are making these allegations as well. We can see her criminal record and see that there have been charges. Now, I'll be the first to tell you that everybody's made bad decisions in life and they could be old charges, but I don't know. It's kind of questionable. It doesn't mean it's not questionable, okay? And yes, there is a lot of hills and water and things like that in Kentucky, but the problem is there's no scent. How did he just walk out and there's no scent? Was it, let's see, was it raining? But even, see, I'm about to look for raining, but even if it was raining, they say that the rain doesn't wash away all scent. You know what I mean? Michael said, I grew up in rural Kentucky and I know all three: reading, writing, and arithmetic. Absolutely agree. Jayden Spicer's case is starting to sound very grim. I'm starting to think that mom is involved. With that many mugshots, even Bush Jr. would be able to pick up on a pattern. I agree. I'm glad that you're working again, Tom. Okay. Let me see. She got held in contempt of court. Slander, resistance to an order. And I think that was Tommy Daniel Lee Gross. That's about where the stepdad choke slammed somebody on the couch. Okay, this was there. It reads, I've seen so many comments bashing her and saying shit about her. I cannot stand it. I read one a few minutes ago and it just pushed me over the edge. She loves Jayden more than Felicia ever will and has always done everything she could to give him the best she could. He needed someone with 24/7 supervision and she couldn't give that. She has 5 other kids and works full times. Felicia was a sham and never seen an issue with it. CPS cleared her. Yes, she had charges 10 years ago. She's had 3 kids since then, and CPS let them live with her. There was never any reason to doubt her. People just piss me the fuck off over Samantha, and I can't hold back anymore. I can't find out who this Samantha is. Hey, Abellis. There it is, Sky Maiden. It's very similar. That's awesome, Hugh. I'm so glad that your nannies are home and you're able to be with them. I don't know who this Samantha is that could have possibly had custody of Jayden or while they're talking shit about her necessarily. Okay, Ice and Fire says Samantha is Jayden's other aunt. Okay, so if he's Jayden's other aunt, let's dig into that. Hey, Rubber Ramada. Oh my goodness, Curious Christine, thank you for giving me a super sticker. That was so very sweet of you. It's got a little pear and it says thank you. Thank you, Curious Christine. It's good to see you. I appreciate that so very much. Thank you so very much for that. That was awesome. Thank you. Faye said, tell me a mom that her child goes missing and she doesn't show her face at cameras. Instead, she sends a letter. True. If he needed 24-hour supervision, they should know exactly when he went missing. True. I believe she was one of the 2 women in the interview. Okay. So if Samantha, let's pull that back up because it might say their names. Oh, okay. Here. Let me go back. Nope. Okay, let's pull that up. I mean, even if it had rained in Kentucky, the dogs would still be able to pick up a scent. So it's very concerning there's no scent. Okay.
There are many questions along Panbowl Branch Road in Breathitt County.
There's some stuff that just doesn't add up in this case.
Police say they were told that Jayden went to bed
at 6.
There are many questions along Panbowl Branch Road in Breathitt County.
There's some stuff that just doesn't add up in this case.
Police say they were told that Jayden went to bed Tuesday night but was missing on Wednesday morning.
And as
Okay, this is Shy Sailor. So are we thinking Samantha could be this one right here on the left? I'm assuming. I'm so glad everybody's doing good. That's amazing. And I'm very glad that everybody that all good news for you guys. So if it is allegedly one of the women in the video, the woman talking, I'm assuming, is Shy Sailors, who is Jayden's aunt. I'm assuming Samantha would be the one on the left. And again, it says, I've seen so many comments bashing her and saying shit about her. I can't stand it. I read one a few minutes ago and it just pushed me over the edge. She, as in Samantha, loves Jayden more than Felicia ever will and has always done everything she could for him to give him the best she could. He needed someone with 24/7 supervision, and she couldn't give that. She has 5 other kids and works full time. Felicia was a SAHM, I don't know what that means, and never seen an issue with it. CPS cleared her. Yes, she had charges 10 years ago. She's had 3 kids since then, and CPS let them live with her. There was never any reason to doubt her. People just piss me the fuck off over Samantha, and I can't hold back anymore. Hey, Edith. The one with the glasses is Y, and Samantha is the other one. Shy, and Samantha is the other one. Okay. Oh, stay-at-home mom. Okay. So, Felicia was a stay-at-home mom and never seen an issue with it. Okay. He needed someone with 24/7 supervision, and she couldn't give that. She has 5 other kids and works full-time. Felicia was a stay-at-home mom and never seen an issue with it. CPS cleared her. Yes, she had charges 10 years ago. She has 3 kids since then, and CPS let them live with her. There was never any reason to doubt her. People just pissed me the fuck off over Samantha, and I can't hold back anymore. Thank you, guys. What is? What is that when they go back to school? Hey, Mama Mia. Felicia is the mother of Jayden Spicer. All right. Let's go back over here. I don't know if I have any more because that was quite a bit of the screenshots. Nope. Okay. So let's go jump over. Okay. So Felicia is the mother. Let's jump over here. Let me lay this out from what I'm being told. Samantha is the one on the left. Shy Sailors is the one on the right. And we'll listen to this real quick before I move on. Listen to what they have to say again. And then Felicia is going to be the mother, the one we saw singing Wrecking Ball, but I'll play that again. So let's go through the ladies again. In Jackson, Kentucky, elementary schools typically start during the last week of August or first week of September, according to the Kentucky Department of Education. In my theory, what I get till now, I don't believe Jayden lasted more than a month at Biomom's house. Yeah, that was Fat Daddy. You would think CPS worker would have done a background check on the stepdad, making them take parenting classes or drug screen before putting Jayden back in the home. True. Okay.
Disappeared. It's our top story at 6.
There are many questions along Panbowl Branch Road in Breathitt County.
There's some stuff that just doesn't add up in this case.
Police say they were told that Jayden went to bed Tuesday night but was missing on Wednesday morning.
And as 2 aunts and mothers, we've questioned a lot of the information ourselves.
So they question a lot of the information themselves as mothers and aunts of Jayden.
Venture out in the dark and try to climb the rugged terrain that surrounds his home.
He does not like insects at all. So
or the dark.
Them looking up in the hills, I mean, any child can go anywhere, but it just seems so unreal that he would go up there.
Say Jayden can be hyperactive and that can be difficult to deal with. But they say this has been almost too much for them to handle.
Tore up, shocked,
Heartbroken.
confused, don't know if we're coming and going, don't know where to start.
Numerous Breathitt County agencies were looking Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, with some help coming from out of county expected Friday afternoon. In Breathitt County, Phil Pendleton, WKY.
And search crews have looked high.
Okay. The one on the left is Ricardo. Good to see you, Ricardo. Oh, no, Hannah, I'm sorry. All right, I'm checking my emails. And I'll drop the link. Oh. Okay. Basil, baby, calm down. There we go. Okay, hold on. She just sent me a screenshot. Oh, dang, I might have to get it pulled up first. Lord have mercy. Thank you, computer. Okay. So I think I had this one, but I don't know where it's at. It says clarification. There are several rumors about how Jayden ended up in Felicia's care. My sister, Samantha, not Felicia, is already going through hell without everyone's bullshit. Jayden was living in her home with Mama. Once Mama passed, Felicia automatically gained custody back. CPS has been involved the entire time. They cleared her to have Jayden in her home. Samantha did not just drop Jayden off to her. Samantha knows more about Jayden than anyone and loves him more than anyone. Before you run your mouth, get your shit straight. Our little family's already going through hell, searching on our own, exploring other places we have heard about, trying our damnedest to bring him home. I've reached my limit with the rumors, so everyone just needs to shut the hell up. This is an update at 7 p.m. 2 days ago. Samantha and I have been in the area where the rescue team is set up. Wolf County Search and Rescue is combing the hills, still covering every inch. We are told it's looking more like tomorrow before they can open up to the public. They are crossing T's and dotting I's. We'll keep everyone probably informed. Okay, so Jayden allegedly lived with Mama and Samantha, and then CPS cleared him to go back to Felicia. Felicia's had him for 2 months, and now he's gone. Also, there was something about school vouchers being picked up. I don't know where, either at the school or what, but something to the effects of Jayden wasn't there with Mom. Yeah, I don't think a child that's afraid of the dark will be leaving voluntarily in the middle of the night, but they're saying maybe he left early morning. I wonder, was CPS even involved in going back to Mom? Like when Grandma passed, did she just take him back, or did he even go back to Mom? Yeah, I think that's what everybody's saying. And she's saying that once Mama packed, Felicia automatically gained custody back. CPS hasn't been involved in the entire time. The biggest mistake was putting out the personal tragedies. People love to exploit that stuff. I don't know what a school voucher is. So the aunts couldn't handle the boy when they send him by a mom. I think that's what it means. If we go back to this one, I've seen so many comments bashing her and saying shit about her. I can't stand it. I read one a few minutes ago and it just pushed me over the edge. She, as in Samantha, loves Jayden more than Felicia ever will and has always done everything she could for him to give him the best she could. He needed someone with a 24/7 supervision and she couldn't give that. She has 5 other kids and works full time. Felicia was a stay-at-home mom and never seen an issue with it. CPS cleared her. So evidently Samantha was working full time and had 5 other kids. CPS cleared Felicia to take him back, and so Felicia got him back. Hannah, thank you so very much for gifting 10. Sorry. Cara, thank you so much for gifting 10 allegedly speculating memberships. I really appreciate that. That was so very sweet and supportive of you. Thank you so very much. Those went to Faith Hughes, Pansy, Sweet Pea, Paige Stein, Kissimmee, Florida, Tom Boyd 89, Paula Burns, and a lot of drama. And Sassy Irish Lass. If you were gifted from Cara and you are aware you were gifted, please tell Cara thank you. Thank you again, Cara, my love. I really appreciate that so very much. I'm going to grab the Polar Express to pick y'all up on the way to Speculation Station. Thank you so much, Cara. Thank you so much, Cara. I really appreciate that. So it's to help families with school supplies and clothes. Yeah, let me know if you can find where you saw it. Thank you, Chloe. CPS returned him to the mother after grandma passed. That's what I'm gathering. Where are all these chat family members? Come say hello. Yeah. Smiling dogs? Interesting. I do too. All right, let's thank you for that. I'm going to see, let's see what Facebook has real quick. All right, let me get it pulled up. I did drop the link if anybody wants to come up. Kim up and talk. I'm just going to scroll through Facebook and see what we can find as far as rumors and speculation, I guess. That was August 7th. Kentucky State Police announced that they are continuing the search for a missing 10-year-old Breathitt County boy, noting authorities are expanding their investigation to other resources and other areas and exhausting all resources. Oh, there's another picture of him. I think this is Samantha. Okay. I didn't mean to show that. Samantha. That's the aunt, and that does look like the woman we saw in the picture. Well, Sheila, thank you for the information and the advice. I try to include everybody when I'm going over things, and we're kind of deep diving it together. So I apologize if that's weird. I will work on trying to. I appreciate constructive criticism. I don't know how else to do it though. That's kind of why I put out videos so that I'm not like, for anybody that doesn't like the way I interrupt or acknowledge people in the chat, they have the videos they can look at. Auntie Ray, good to see you. Rita, about the voucher. Okay, thank you for that. He does look like a sweet kid. Then why dirty delete? Okay. So this appears to be the aunt. I will not stop looking. Myself and my little family are going through the worst possible nightmare that I would not wish on my worst enemy. Please, if you know any information at all, seen or heard information from someone else, please do not hesitate to call Kentucky State Police and report it. Any information can lead to Jayden's whereabouts. And I'm going to share her GoFundMe link. Hopefully that'll go through as one. Heck no. Yeah, I try to. Thank you, Michael. I try to include everybody so that Everybody feels included. All right, I'm going to go back off of this page because there's not a lot there, but I do believe that's the aunt. I don't want to be showing somebody's kids and things. Let's go over here and see what people are saying. This says the truth needs to be told about the mom. She never had custody of Caden. And okay, we read that. But of Jayden, when he was born, he was full of drugs. So he was took and she never wanted him and had never had anything to do with him. Jayden's granny was all he had until a couple of months ago when she passed. And then somehow Bio Mom got him, but not the other two. I believe it was because no one could handle him while she was pregnant with her. First, she tried killing her. While pregnant, she let bad thing happen to the baby. And she had her second one. She was a newborn and just gave her away. That was the alleged rumor. And the people she tried to give her second babies, who was none other than Marie herself, they even went as far as to write out an adoption statement out in a notebook paper, just like her statement to the press. And if I'm not mistaken, there was supposed to be money exchanged for the child. Let's not holler. I'm telling the truth about someone if you're not going to include the wrongdoings that you done in the situation. People asking if they've been given a lie detector test. These are two new photos of Jayden. Sorry. Faye said, I don't get it. They say they loved him so much, yet they park him to buy a mom, and the last time they talked to him was a month before he went missing. Is that what they said? So I'm smoking. Oh my goodness. I hope everything's okay, Kraka. I'm sorry. Hey, Maddie's mama. Thank you for that. If CPS allowed the boy to return home to mom, did they at least run a background check or mom's boyfriend or whatever? I would think so. I would think that they would know about his charges because, I mean, good God almighty. Like, that's a lot. Have locals seen any activities at home? Not that I know of. Okay. Okay, I don't know about that. That was the layout. We read that. The woman who raised him since he was a baby started living with his mom and her husband. His mom has, and we read this. There's information our family received but has not been shared and will not be shared. We do not know the exact time he went missing, but he's sprayed in the dark, so it's possible he left early morning. As of now, he's not been found. Our family's hurting without a bunch of people making comments when they know nothing about Jayden and his situation. Be respectful. Hmm. A lot of people saying they're trying to hold out hope, but it doesn't make sense that he's lost in the woods and they haven't picked up anything. Coal mining. He could be in a mine shaft. Mm. Why is no one talking about the gun that was found on the property in a bag? What the crap? Was there a gun found? About 2 months from what I'm hearing. Sky Maiden. Hey, Mega. I'm going to call you Mega. It is horrible, evidently. From what I'm digging up. Hey, Michelle. That's the video we watched. Oh, let me bring that back up. Yeah, they're trying to raise award funds, Auntie Rose. And I know there is a reward being offered. Nothing actually confirmed. Thank you. Justice Jane said, missing in Jackson, Kentucky, Jayden Spicer is 10 years old, 5'1", with blonde hair and blue eyes, last seen at 9 p.m. on August 5th. His home on Pine Branch Road, last seen with blue Sonic the Hedgehog pajamas. Oh, really? I miss her. It is her, you think? I'm not going to play this video because she gets a little touchy-feely. I don't know. It's a little weird. Okay. Before you run your mouth. Yeah, we read that. Is a habitual criminal with charges of child endangerment. Her name is Felicia Spicer. Felicia Gross. Okay. I'm going to go back. I don't know what else there is.
And as two aunts and mothers, we've questioned a lot of the information ourselves. There's some stuff that just doesn't add up in this case. And as two aunts and mothers, we've questioned a lot of the information ourselves.
Search has escalated. Okay. This says, as of the 10th, which was yesterday, I've been receiving numerous tags and messages regarding post claims that the public search has been reopened. I'm trying my best to get clarification. I personally spoke with Jayden's aunt, who stated she is not aware of any such update. According to her, Breathitt Emergency Management informed her on the day of the public search was first announced and then placed it on hold. That should remain on hold until further searches of areas are complete. It's concerning to me because it's been 5 days, and, I mean, like, the dogs didn't pick up on any kind of scent. I don't know, y'all. We've read most of these. I'd love to know where it said July 3rd was the last time he was seen. So who's the biological dad? Also, where's the mother's Facebook? Neither bio dad or stepdad or mom even seems slightly worried. True. The great-grandmother had custody, and then that's her obituary. We looked at that. All right. We're going to go over to X, and then if there's nothing over there. Oh, goodness. Abellis, thank you for gifting 10 memberships. I don't know where it went. There it is. Abellis gifted 10 Speculation Station memberships. Thank you so very much for that. I really appreciate that. That was so very sweet and supportive of you. Thank you. Those went to Hurricane, Neva Watch, Danielle M, Crow Dog, Valaskana Loki, Leah Ann, Montana Mystic, Chris, Dr. Watson Barnes Gemstone, Brentley's Adventures, and Alicia G. If you were gifted from Abellis and you are aware you were gifted, please tell Abellis thank you. Thank you, you guys. Y'all are all so sweet. I really appreciate that so very much. Thank you so much. I'm going to grab the Polar Express to pick y'all up on the way to Speculation Station. Thank you, Abellis. Thank you so much, Abellis. That was so very sweet of you. All right, we're going to jump over to X, and then I don't know what else I can pull or find on him right now. I'm going to continue to search, but let's see what is on X. Hold on just a minute. Okay, so here is what we have on Jayden Spicer on here. This says 2 newly released photos from 35 minutes ago, which is what we just saw. Y'all, give me 1 second. Okay, I apologize. Hey, Simone, good to see you. Okay, so these are the new pictures that were released as of 35 minutes ago. It's been 6 days. We're never going to stop looking, said Trooper Gayheart, adding that they're not giving up hope. Kids just don't go missing. Anybody with information needs to call. JLR seems to think that Felicia did it. And that's the handwritten note we've talked about. That's the J.D. Vance story. So I probably should have come here, but we read that. I mean, they're saying that once Mama died, that was sweet, Abellis. Thank you for trying to get Kalisa a membership. They're saying that basically when Mama died, he went with Felicia because Samantha got 5 kids and was working a lot, so couldn't take care of him because he needs care 24/7. And she was able to provide that. Somebody shared my live. That was very sweet. That's crazy. I can't believe somebody shared my live on X. I've never seen that before, like been live and then seen my live on X. That was sweet. I think today's not the best day to share it. I feel like I'm not my best today. So yeah, he's missing and I don't know, y'all. I dropped the link if anybody wants to come up, but I don't know what to think about it. We're also learning that has a ton of okay, I'm going to borrow this off of TikTok and let's see what this has to say.
Spicer case. Today I am going to share everything that we have learned since my last video. So we did find out that Wolfe County Search and Rescue are on their way to Jackson to assist with the search efforts. Once they are finished conducting their search, that area will be open to the public again. Now, according to Jayden's aunt, there is going to be a prayer service held tonight at 7:30 local time. This is going to be at the church on Pan Bowl Branch Road. Now, earlier today, I did share Jayden's mother's past charges of child endangerment, and right now we actually are learning who Jayden's stepfather is. I shared earlier as well that there are abuse allegations against him when it comes to children. And now we have a slew of different mugshots pertaining to this guy where he has been charged with a ton of different things in the past. His past charges include things involving DRUGSs, burglary, DV, as well as child endangerment. Right now,
So, child endangerment, drugs, domestic violence, and burglary. I'd like to know when he was last charged, like what the date of his last charge was.
now I'm seeing a ton of red flags. Now, we do know that Jayden was last seen allegedly on August 5th around 9 o'clock. He was reported missing the next morning around 9 o'clock in the morning after his mom said that she realized he was missing and not in the house. At this point, though, I'm starting to become skeptical of what the mom and the stepfather are saying given their past. I'm sorry, that's just how I feel. So
Interesting. Okay, so we now know that all the mugshots are from drug-related offenses, pretty much. What is this? I haven't seen this. Yeah, I would also like to know what that means was. Thank you for clarifying. I pray they find him safe. When was the last time y'all saw your nephew? There it is. The last time Samantha had talked to Jayden personally was July 3rd. There it is. Child endangerment because kid witnesses domestic violence. Maybe. Love to love. Good to see you. Depends. I think the child endangerment charge would have come from when she was with before she got with this guy, because they talk about the charges being from 10 years ago. And if she did give her child to somebody, I would think that the fact that she gave her child to somebody and was like selling the child to somebody would invoke child endangerment charges. I don't know. Are you talking about his child endangerment? Oh, I'm sorry. My brain, see, my it's not connecting today. Love to love. Yes, it could be child endangerment because whatever child was in the stepdad's care witnessed his domestic violence. Maybe, yeah. Or it could be the stepmother of a child that was in his care talking about him grabbing the child by the neck and body slamming the child on the couch when he was younger. Burglary is a felony. Definitely is. So maybe he does have a felony. I don't know. Yeah, they do kind of have that look that you just would know. Interesting, though, that nobody's talked to the baby since July 3rd. I mean, if you couple that with the fact that they haven't picked up any scent of the child, it makes me think that they done something and they've covered it up, unfortunately. Because I don't like that. And if we're going to talk about July 3rd, okay, let's pull back up Grandma's obituary. If I can find it. Oh, dang. That was lucky. The first one I clicked on was hers. So it says that she passed away on Tuesday, May 20th of 2025 at the Wells Hospice Care Center in Hazard. Let's say she was in hospice for 10 days, okay? May 10th. Let's even say that May 10th was when Jayden left the house and went to go stay with his mother, Felicia. So let me pull up a calendar. Like maybe they kept in contact for the first week or two, but then we just drop off all contact and don't even attempt to talk. Didn't talk to him for the 4th of July, his first 4th of July, not with them. Like, I don't know. That's a little weird. Yeah, burglary over a certain amount. I don't know. It depends on if you break a door or window to get into the property. Oh my goodness, Dainty. Dainty Dane said, one of my daughter's besties went missing the night before last, and her name is Jayden. She ran off with a boy, and she's 17, and two of his friends, but they found her car burned out in the Alma Bottoms. My God, I'm so sorry. If you can give me information, I'll definitely share it. I am so sorry. Cool website, get his DOC. It's in Kentucky. They don't know how, they don't release stuff. Burned out as in the motor, not fire. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'll share it, Dainty. I don't know, because Kentucky don't like to share things. Like, it's hard to pull criminal records. You have to be from there. No new updates. Waiting on EquiSearch. They're utilizing drones. Boots on the ground. We got that one. Jayden does have medical issues. Their house isn't directly near Panbo Lake, but it's close to it. He requires sensitive care and gets scared easily. His sisters, cousins, aunt, and uncle are severely devastated and praying for the best. Okay. See, but I mean, I'm kind of questioning if this is true. The last day Samantha talked to Jayden personally was July 3rd, okay? And then she's starting to have questions, as we saw in the interview, like, were they necessarily as involved? It's going to be Kentucky. Kat, good to see you. Yeah, please. I'm so sorry. I don't know, guys. This is real questionable. We've been to the house and talked to the crew. They're leaving at 3. It's open to the public. That was August 8th. But I don't think it's open to the public now. This is just different mugshots. They're not showing her. I guess that's about all we have on that. I'm going to check Uncle Google and see if there's anything new. I have an update on Devil's Den. Evidently, he could possibly have committed another homicide in another state that we can talk about. 13 hours, 1 hour. Let's see what this one. Search continues for missing Jackson, Kentucky boy. Hold on, we got to do the advertisement. Lord, a 30-second advertisement. That's a bit much. Kentucky State Police and local search rescue teams are asking for help finding missing Jackson, Kentucky boy believed to have left home overnight or in the early morning hours of Wednesday. Authorities said he was wearing the Sonic the Hedgehog pajamas. Crews left the wood shortly after 3 a.m. I guess I have to be looking at the advertisement. So it says state police are still searching for missing Jackson 10-year-old boy. Jayden Spicer went missing from Jackson community. He was last seen wearing Sonic the Hedgehog pajamas. Thank you.
Days have passed since a Breathitt County boy was reported missing and search. 3 days have passed since a Breathitt County boy was reported missing, and search crews have looked high and low near his home with a helicopter, dogs, and boots on the ground. There's still no sign of him. As Jaso Bardo reports, state police are now expanding the search area and racing the clock.
It's been 3 days of unanswered questions. Where is 10-year-old Jayden Spicer? What happened to him? And is there hope that he's still alive?
My honest to God opinion is something's happened to that child, and it's broke my heart. because somebody would have found something by now. Yeah, I'm praying for the Lord to show us, he's okay or to find him, but in my mind, it's like it's just a recovery.
The blonde-haired, blue-eyed 10-year-old was last seen around 9 p.m. on August 5th wearing blue Sonic the Hedgehog pajamas. He reportedly went missing from his home in the area of Panbull Branch Road in Jackson either overnight or in the early hours of Wednesday morning.
Upon arrival of units on scene, they immediately began a search of the immediate area, followed by a larger scale search that's been followed out in conjunction with Breathitt County Emergency Management, along with multiple search and rescue teams.
As day 3 of the search comes to a close, KSP says they've exhausted all resources at their disposal, and they've decided to expand the search beyond the area of Panbull Branch.
Unfortunately, we've not been able to locate a lot of evidence suggesting that he would be close by. So unfortunately, we're kind of at the same spot we were when we started the search.
KSP sent Fox 56 a picture of this note written by Jayden's mother asking for prayers for her family and her son. Tonight, the community came together at the
So we've seen that one several times. Real quick, y'all were saying a couple of things. I wanted to show you this from Canoe, Kentucky, where the grandmother was laid to rest, to the exact address where Jayden went missing from is either 33 or 28 minutes, depending on which way you go. Children with autism, generally very intelligent, makes me wonder if he did take himself and he went to find his mama. Maybe. Understanding Jayden didn't leave on his own, especially if he was that afraid. Felicia and the stepdad know exactly what happened. If he's afraid of the dark, I don't think he left on his own. Hey, Teresa. I don't know if they used a voice changer on him or not, but like, it's weird. I think Gannon was wearing Sonic too, yeah. Oh, goodness. Okay. So I'm not seeing much new on it. Gracious. Yeah, it's just to be on the lookout for him. All right, I guess since I don't really have much else on him, we can talk about the Devil's Den suspect having possibly committed a different homicide somewhere else, which is really intriguing. Hold on just a minute. There's also a video on Austin Drummond, what could have been the possible motive, but I think the motive was a drug deal gone bad. I'm giving my thoughts. All right. Nope. Lord of mercy. Hold on. Let me get it pulled up. I'm praying that he's out there too, Jackie and Jody. I really am. And I don't know. It's a lot of shit. It's confusing. I wonder if his voice is that deep regardless. We've talked about that the couple of times we've seen him speak.
Could the man who police say killed a mom and dad on a hike with their daughters in Arkansas be the same man you see in this sketch?
Do y'all think it's the same man? Oh, yeah, what happened to Gannon is really sad. I don't know. That sketch don't look like him to me.
Hiking trail in 2023.
Hold on.
Be the same man you see in this sketch, who police say killed a woman on a hiking trail in 2023, states away. State police in Vermont say they have reached out to police in Arkansas to see if there is any connection between the suspect who was just arrested for double murder in Devil's Den State Park and a case that Vermont police have been investigating since 2023. And just wait until you hear the suspect description in that cold case out of Vermont. It may get you thinking. Presented by Law and Crime, I'm Chris Stewart.
Okay, wait a minute. It looks like this person, like the way the eyes are drawn, one of them is kind of off and to the left or looking to the right. Like they're not going to put out a police sketch like this with the eyes being messed up like that, unless that's what the person looked like. Are his eyes offset like that? Actually, yeah, they kind of are. Yeah, the eyes, yeah. Okay, thank you, Abellis. Interesting. Lorianne said, I don't think so. He wanted children. Interesting. I don't know. I haven't watched it yet. Okay, let's. Okay.
A mom and dad who were on a hike with their daughters in Devil's Den State Park. They said, based off of where he had lived over the last couple of years,
hey,
it's possible other agencies would be reaching out to see if he has any connection to unsolved cases. McGann lived in Arkansas, in Texas, and Oklahoma all since 2022. He grew up in Illinois. He's an elementary school teacher by trade, but was hired by 5 different school districts just in the last 3 years, which is.
So yeah, the Devil's Den suspect, they think he wanted the children. He had to leave a school because he allegedly was kind of inappropriate with some 4th grade students. So it's kind of, I don't know. It seems like he might have wanted children. And that was an elderly person, but I don't know. I also question why he's had to leave 5 different schools in the past 3 years. Hey, Kimmy. I can't keep up. Yeah, there is a lot of missing children. It's good to see you, Kimmy Doodles.
Very odd for someone who is a teacher. Now he's in jail in Arkansas, accused of stabbing and killing a mom and dad who were out for a hike in Devil's Den State Park with their 7 and 9-year-old daughters. Now, you might remember, before McGann was arrested at a barbershop recently in Springdale, Arkansas, less than 5 minutes into his haircut, we had images like this one as police searched for a suspect. This is a picture that a witness took of a person of interest in the Arkansas murders from behind. We believe this is Andrew James McGann. That person of interest at the time was described as being a medium-built white man who was wearing a long-sleeve shirt, had fingerless gloves on, was wearing a hat, and had sunglasses on at the time he allegedly killed that mom and dad with a knife. He also had a black backpack on, which I want you to remember that part for when we talk about this case out of Vermont. We also had this sketch out of Arkansas showing the person who police say witnesses saw leaving the park with blood on their face, getting into a black sedan and speeding off. Now, McGann's victims, allegedly in Arkansas, they were this couple, Kristen and Clinton Brink. They had just moved to Arkansas. Clinton was planning to start a new job the following Monday as a milk delivery driver. Police say McGann attacked the dad, Clinton first with a knife, Kristen, the mom, rushing the 7 and 9-year-old girls who were with them to safety, but then she returned to try to help her husband, and she lost her life. Family members, law enforcement, the people who knew them say Clinton and Kristen Brink died heroes, and we should never forget that. It's a case that shocked people across the country. How could a quiet trail in a state park become the scene of such a brutal crime? That's the same question that police in Castleton, Vermont have been asking since October 5th, 2023. It was on the Delaware and Hudson Rail Trail, also known as the D&H Rail Trail, located in southwestern Vermont, that Honore Fleming lost her life. Fleming was 77 years old. She was married to her husband for 47 years. They raised a son together.
So she's an elderly woman, which is completely different than the young children he would go after, allegedly, so far from what we know. All right.
Fleming previously was the Dean of Education at a college now known as Vermont State University in the town of Castleton, not far from the New York line. Police say on October 3rd, 2023, around 4 p.m., Fleming entered the D&H Rail Trail. At 4:30, police say she was found dead. They say her cause of death was a gunshot wound to the head. Not only did the authorities have Fleming's body, but they say they had a description of a person of interest. And this is the sketch that Vermont State Police put out almost 2 years ago. They also put out a description from witnesses who say that the person of interest was described as a white male standing 5'10", having short red hair, and he was wearing a dark gray t-shirt and carrying a black backpack. Now listen, on one hand, that is a description that could fit a lot of people. But on the other hand, it does sound similar to Andrew James McGann, and we should not dismiss that. This
Huh.
week, Vermont State Police said that they reached out to police in Arkansas to explore if there is any link between Honore Fleming's death and what happened to the Brink family in Devil's Den State Park in Arkansas.
So if they're reaching out to the Arkansas police, hey, just Irish. Thank you for being here. Um, if Vermont police are reaching out to the police in Arkansas about this suspect they have, like it's not just a random tip called in by a person of the community, it's the actual police. It makes me think maybe he is related. And he's been going all over the place. I mean, maybe he is some type of serial killer. I don't know. Thank you for being here, Just Irish. I appreciate that. Yeah, he could be an opportunity killer, right? But I think he did like little children. Anytime we are hiking or on an outing, I'm always snapping pictures randomly because you never know what you will see later. True. His cheeks are very sunken, almost like HIV patients. They lose the fat face. He looks like he has FAS. What is FAS, Kimmy Doodles? I'm wondering if the police in Vermont are specifically reaching out to the police in Arkansas, like it's not just a person, it's the actual police.
They say this is a routine step for detectives, and they say there is no known connection between the cases at this time.
Yep.
But law enforcement is piecing together the places where Andrew McGann has lived in recent years. We found that he was hired.
Why is he holding his hands like that, open over his privates? I don't like that.
By 5 different school districts just since 2022.
Fecal alcohol.
He was going to be teaching elementary school children this year in Springdale, Arkansas, in the public school system, had he not been arrested for murder. Last year, he taught outside Tulsa, Oklahoma for 1 year. He started the school year outside Dallas in Plano, but he left that job after only 4 days, and it's unclear why. He has been accused by parents of acting inappropriately to students when he was a teacher in 2022 at an elementary school in Flower Mound, Texas, also outside Dallas. This mom went public, saying that he was inappropriate to young girls in his class. Another family from that school told the New York Post that McGann put a little girl on his lap and allegedly said things like, quote, "I wish I could date you. I wish you could be my girlfriend." As a parent, you read that and it just gives you the ick. I mean, yikes. Now,
and we saw the interview with that woman who came out and spoke, and it was very chilling. This says this sick individual taught 4th grade at Sawyer School when he was in the 4th grade. He was occasionally in the guys' class on Fridays. S told me that during the year, McCann gave candy away and bought Sonic drinks to class, but only for girls. And I thought that was super bizarre. Then he heard from other kids that Andrew McCann hosted lunchtime in his classroom for special girls. He also mentioned how often Mr. McCann played tag with the girls during recess. I saw the guy at the school on multiple occasions. He seemed charismatic and was usually surrounded by kids, especially little girls. Other parents and teachers commented how much the kids liked him, and I heard moms talk about how hot he was. By May of 2023, parents of girls affected had been going to the school district with their allegations of him tickling and asking girls to sit on his lap, giving treats and praising their looks. By the end of the year, McCann was placed on administrative leave for inappropriate classroom behavior and favoritism and was allowed to resign from LISD. He was not fired. He subsequently allegedly went to 2 other schools in Oklahoma and was about to start teaching at an Arkansas elementary school before he brutally murdered the parents at State Park in front of their young daughters. It absolutely shook me to see his mugshot last night after he was apprehended. My questions are, did McCann exhibit the same grooming behaviors in Oklahoma? Did his behavior escalate? Why is it so difficult for school districts to terminate the employment of teachers exhibiting inappropriate behaviors? I have that question too. And like just Irish said, when it comes to police, well, I don't know about police necessarily, but I've heard about rumors with police. I meant priest. There's a lot of people that should be terminated and they're allowed to resign. Politicians come to mind as well.
This mom went on Facebook saying that McGann would allegedly bring candy and soda to class, but would only give it to girls. She also claims that McGann would hold lunch for, quote, special girls. That mom also said that he would be praised for being liked by students for having charisma, which could point to how he was able to move from school to school, continuously being hired over several years, though he was leaving job after job. The Texas school district, where parents are accusing McGann of that inappropriate behavior, say their investigation into him didn't find evidence of inappropriate behavior, but they say he was suspended for concerns related to classroom management, professional judgment, and student favoritism.
And you are Andrew James McGann.
McGann made his first court appearance in Arkansas. He has yet to enter a plea. Prosecutors have hinted that they will go for the death penalty in their case against him.
This case certainly has the aggravators that exist where a jury should get to decide what the punishment for this defendant is my intention to pose that to a jury.
Police in Arkansas say they have DNA from McGann that ties him to the murders of the Brinks. It's unclear if there's any DNA that could help in the Vermont investigation in whether tying McGann to that case or ruling him out as a potential killer. Arkansas police have also hinted that McGann has confessed to them that he is responsible for what happened in Devil's Den State Park, but they didn't go further into what he actually said. As far as the search for the killer of Honore Fleming in Vermont, there is a $25,000 reward for information leading to bringing someone to justice. Vermont State Police have also launched a place to send tips. Here's that information on your screen. Join us now to talk more about this, a cold case expert, Joe.
Okay, I'm not going to necessarily play the whole thing. I don't think we need it. Y'all can, Lord, I was saying I don't think we necessarily need to hear all of it, but I will share the link if you guys want to go watch all of it and see what the cold case detective has to say. I don't know. I'm going to see if I can find information on if anything has come out about that, if he's correlated or not. They do have his DNA, and so maybe they can see if his DNA matches what happened in Vermont. He does look different in each picture. Fecal alcohol syndrome. I'll check it out after the live today. Let me pull this up so y'all can look at it with me together. Let's see. 2 days ago. And that's just where they asked. Okay, wait a minute. This says Vermont police say no known link between Devil's Den suspect and unsolved homicide. Vermont State Police said it reached out to Arkansas State Police regarding a possible connection between the Devil's Den homicide suspect and an unsolved Vermont homicide, but there is no known link. Andrew McGann, 28, has been charged in Arkansas for 2 counts of capital homicide connected to the stabbing deaths of Clinton David Brink, who was 43, and Kristen Amanda Brink, who was 41, from Prairie Grove at Dens State Park. Vermont State Police said in a Fox 24 statement on Thursday morning that when they learned about the homicides and McGann's arrest, detectives took the routine step of contacting their counterparts in Arkansas to discuss the 2023 homicide of Honore Fleming. A news release from Vermont State Police released on Thursday says the recent media reports have led to speculation about possible connections between the two cases. As part of their continuing investigation in the Fleming case, Vermont State Police detectives follow up on any potential lead wherever it may arise, unquote, the department said. Quote, this includes contacting other police agencies when a crime occurs that might have potential similarities in fact patterns, even if there is no known connection between that case and Vermont State Police investigation. Vermont State Police said it reached out to multiple departments across the country to discuss suspect and cases that may be similar to the Fleming case. Sharing information between police agencies is a normal occurrence, and such contacts do not indicate that a suspect in one crime is necessarily involved in any way or another, the department said in the release. Vermont State Police said at this time there is no known link between McCann Fleming and the Fleming homicide or Vermont in general. The department previously said that as part of their ongoing investigation into Fleming's homicide, they follow up on possible leads when they arise. The department's Arkansas State Police confirmed that Vermont State Police had reached out to the department regarding the investigation, but could not comment further due to it being an open investigation. Officials said during a press conference on July 31st in Little Rock that McCann could be a suspect in other crimes. I fully expect that other jurisdictions will probably reach out to us to see if there are cases throughout the U.S. that may be connected with him, unquote, said Major Rhodes with the Arkansas State Police. Honore Fleming, 77, was reportedly shot and killed on the Delaware and Hudson Trail in Castleton, Vermont on October 5th of 2023. No arrests have been made in the investigation, but on October 11th of 2023, Vermont State Police released the following sketch. A witness reported a possible suspect was northbound on the trail walking towards the campus after gunshots were heard, police said. The witness was described as a 5'10" white male with short red hair, last seen wearing a dark gray t-shirt and carrying a black backpack. Vermont State Police considered the possible suspect to be armed and dangerous and asked anyone who might have seen him to call them. There is an area-wide dragnet out for her killer, Fleming's husband said in a statement in October 2023. Police believe that it was random, but all possibilities remain open. Interesting. They do have unions. We talked about that. Oh no, Kimmy, I'm sorry. We just hear more today, plus there are simply more people that are in our overcrowded world. I agree. There was a man charged in Vermont of murdering a couple taking a walk on a trail. The picture looks like the guy who was found guilty. Really? I felt exactly the same way for Brian Koberger. He must have done more unalivings before the Idaho and didn't get caught. Maybe. I agree. Okay, I did just see a new Court TV statement about the motive, I'm assuming, on Austin Drummond, although I do think it was a drug deal gone bad or something to that effect. So we can pull that up and watch it before we go today. There it is. No music, thank you. So it's only a 10-minute segment. Oh, hold on. I know y'all can't see it. All right, it's only a 10-minute segment, and we can see what they have to say or if they have any information that we don't have right now.
True crime prosecutors plan to seek the death penalty for the man accused of killing 4 family members. And we also found out about how these victims were killed. Defendant Austin Drummond appearing via Zoom for his arraignment Thursday, where he pleaded not guilty to 4 counts of first-degree murder. In reading the charges, the judge revealed the victims were shot to death. Let's take a listen to the prosecutor.
Your Honor, at this time, the state intends to seek the death penalty. This is a capital case. We're asking that he be held without bond. In addition to that, he has a bond out of circuit court. We have filed motions to revoke those bonds that will be heard later in the month of August in the circuit court.
Okay, now we know about in Tennessee, the only way you can be held without bond is if you're facing the death penalty. Thank God Austin Drummond was finally facing the death penalty and able to be held without a bond. Tom said Austin be snitching, and we did find that out when we went over him the other day. He did snitch on Fat Fox the God as helping him deliver stuff to the prison yard, interestingly enough.
The bodies of 20-year-old Adriana Williams, 21-year-old James Wilson, they were the parents of the baby, and 38-year-old Courtney Rose, the grandma, and 15-year-old Braden Williams were found in a wooded area in Lake County, Tennessee. The baby, thankfully found safe but abandoned in a car seat 45 minutes away on the front lawn of some random home. So this morning, we're asking, what disturbs you the most about this case and about this defendant? Hit us up on social media with your answers. Let's bring back in our legal eagles, attorneys David Bruno and Ben Shu on the program. I want to ask you both the same question. What disturbs you the most about this case? David, would you start us off, please?
Well, just at that bond hearing, when asked whether or not he has a career, he was talking about blowing up balloons at child birthday parties and festivities.
That was concerning that he was hanging out around children and actually went into business for himself, entertaining children at birthday parties. Miss Scorpio, thank you for being thumbs up number 111. That was very disturbing and concerning.
That's number one, because it's not just this allegation. He was just recently released from prison, and he was out on bail on an attempted murder case in prison as well. He's got a criminal history that includes various different things like robbery, threats against jurors, and got this outstanding attempted murder. So not only did he kill these 4 people, he's got this history, and also he's around kids for his job. That's what concerns me, other than the allegations.
Yeah, it really is concerning. Preach, David. I appreciate all of that. Ben Shu, what disturbs you the most about this case and about this defendant, please?
I'm with David. I can't believe that he was let out on bond for an attempted murder charge. That really opened the door for these horrible crimes to occur.
I agree. I don't think he should have been let out on the attempted homicide charge from prison that he had, but as we heard from the DA, they said there was really not a lot they could do because per the Tennessee Constitution, everyone is given the right to bail unless they're facing a charge which they could get the death sentence for. So it was like because of the Tennessee Constitution, Austin Drummond was able to get free, and that was like a loophole, unfortunately. Who kept posting his bond, I think, was his mother, and I wish she hadn't, but I don't know. It's very concerning. Yeah, he was just let out from prison, not even been out a year. 10 months he was out of prison, and it's just, yeah, I don't know. He had only been out for 10 months, not even a year, and he's going back for quadruple homicide. And the bodies were found very close to the prison where they were doing the drone drops of the drugs and all of that. I'm glad that they spared the baby as well. Yeah, some people just don't need to be free. Oh, thank you. I think Miss Scorpio might be away behind. Oh, no. They're going to be working on changing that law. I hope so.
It did, Ben. I'm with you and David on that. I was popping off about it when I heard about it. As soon as we played the clip after that press conference, it was earlier this week. My jaw was on the floor. I'm thinking, how in the world? Like you both know, it is insane that somebody who's a member of the Vice Lords gang, who just did a stint 10 years for the aggravated robbery and then more years for intimidating the jury after the fact, and intimidating one of the victims, and he picks up an attempted homicide case and he gets a bond, in a percentage bond at that. Like, I'm.
Yeah, he also threatened to kill the jurors that put him in prison when he was 16 for the robbery of $44 from the Circle, okay?
This was a no-brainer. Anybody who was watching that hearing would have known, oh, he's going to be able to post that and get back out. David Bruno, do you think that there's any reflection? You know, when I was a prosecutor, it was always my biggest nightmare. I wonder if it was for you too, for somebody to get let out who shouldn't be out, and then they go commit a crime, and then somebody says, did the DA object? You know, where were they in all this? And what about that judge? What was he or she thinking?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, especially on those facts. When there's an allegation in a prison, someone's serving substantial prison time, there's got to be a second guessing on that decision, whether it's the prosecutor or the judge. It's definitely an inflection, an instinct to ask those particular questions. And unfortunately, oftentimes that's why people are held against those arguments, because the judges and the prosecutors, they fear what type of additional harm that defendants can bring after being released from serious crimes. So it's instinct and natural to even have these questions. And I just wonder what the answers are.
Yeah, most definitely. So many questions still unanswered. Of course, we know that. We now got a little more information about how this occurred. It was a shooting. We weren't quite sure up to this point how these victims were killed. And we know there was a relationship that existed previously. A family member of these victims spoke out publicly on Facebook and said, "We were just stunned at this. We knew Austin Drummond. He was never anything but great with us. This is really, really shocking."
Now, allegedly, the familial relation is that his ex-girlfriend, who is allegedly 4 months pregnant with his son, was the sister of Courtney Rose, the grandmother who was shot. And allegedly, the motive is that Matthew, the baby's dad, was part of the Vice Lords gang. There was a deal that went bad, and the Vice Lords ordered the hit of Matthew. Everybody was with Matthew when they went to go do the drop in the prison yard, and the setup occurred, and then everybody else had to die because they were there and they were witnesses. That's what I've heard as far as the motive. Miss Scorpio said the laws have to change. That's absolutely insane. It really is insane. They aren't allowed him out of prison. If he had charges while in prison, I just can't. Yeah, he ended up serving all of his time at the prison, so was allowed to go, but it's very sickening. I mean, talking about how good he had it while he was in there, it's just all of it's gross.
What maybe wasn't shocking was what the DA did yesterday, announcing he's going to pursue the death penalty. Ben Chu, would really love to get your thoughts on that swift decision from him.
It's not a surprise given the heinous acts and the fact that that he's left this little girl without a family, really, without her parents, without her grandfather, and without her uncle. I mean, it's really, if there's going to be a death penalty, this would seem to be a candidate.
Most definitely. That little baby. Ben, tapping into your civil expertise, do you think this is going to wind up in some kind of a legal fight with that baby, seeing that now she's orphaned and who might take care of her? I'm just envisioning a lot of headaches with that.
Yeah, I think that's a great point, Julie. I think that child is going to need an enormous amount of help, and I hope that the family or another family can kind of step in and provide a life for her, because right now she's completely bereft.
I apologize, I was muted. From what I understand, she is with her dad's parents, so her paternal grandparents now, and she's safe. Tom said Tennessee only passed a law last year that banned marriage to first cousins. They're a tad bit behind in the times there. That's crazy. Well, okay, allegedly, Caitlin was a correctional officer at the prison he was at. He made Caitlin fall in love with him, basically. And they got together when she got out of prison and met her family. And then her family started allegedly working for him and the Vice Lords gang. Some kind of deal went bad, and all of this happened. Who is that man? He looks familiar. Mama Sleuth. The man talking on the screen, I don't know his name, but he does a lot of interviews. The other one is Austin Drummond out of Tennessee, committed a quadruple homicide.
It's so true. God bless that little baby. I want to turn to something now that happened in the hearing. And David Bruno, you mentioned this, and we've got the clip about this guy who knew he used to run a balloon business Let's take a listen to that moment together now.
I'm not going to be able to tonight. Okay. Sir, if you could, to the best of your ability, please raise your right hand for me. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you are about to give is true, so help you God?
So he was Johnny Depp's attorney? Interesting.
Yes, sir. You put your hand down, sir. Mr. Drummond,
Thank you,
prior
Michelle.
to being taken in on these charges, sir, were you working anywhere? I have a business, medical run business, kids parties, shows, decorations, stuff like that. So you were self-employed, is that correct? Yes.
That's interesting. Michelle, thank you so much for the $2. Michelle said justice for Jayden. I hope he's found. If his family is responsible, I hope they're held accountable. It don't sound like he walked away in the middle of the night, especially if there's no scent. Thank you so much, Michelle.
The gangster at the kids' parties. There, you heard it there for yourself, what David was talking about moments ago. We still don't know of any motive here. If this guy did these crimes as the state of Tennessee says he did, we don't know why. We know, as I said, one of the victims is related to Drummond's girlfriend. Now, will we ever know the why? Gosh, that seems to be a big theme in so many cases we've been talking about lately. Brian Koberger comes to mind. Will we ever know the why in this one? David Bruno, what do you think?
Yeah, well, I think we're going to learn more about this case than the Koberger case on why, that's for sure. I still have problems with what happened over there in Idaho. But with that being said, prosecutors stood up and made an argument that this was a targeted murder, that he knew them through that family member and that he targeted them to do this particular thing. Not only that, but he abducted that infant, took her 45 minutes away from the family that was dead and left that baby on a doorstep or in front of a house of just somebody that was completely unrelated. So many different questions as to why, and hopefully this prosecutor's office brings more answers on that question than the Koberger prosecutor team.
Definitely.
So what he did as far as the baby, he took the baby 45 minutes away and he pulled up and dropped her off. And allegedly there was somebody out standing outside, possibly construction workers and some other people. And he basically whistled or did something to get their attention, pointed to the baby, and then drove off. And I often wonder if he spared the baby, number one, because she can't recall anything. She's not going to be a witness. And number two, because that if Caitlin is 4 months pregnant with his son, that's going to be his son's cousin. I'm wondering if he left her alive because it's his family.
David, I sure hope so too. Ben Shu, would you take us home, please, on this subject? Do you think we'll ever get the why behind these crimes?
I fear that we won't. I don't see him testifying, and it may end up like the Koberger case. I certainly hope it won't, but I fear he has no incentive to let us know why he committed it.
Right.
Right. And it makes me wonder with this DA, I have a lot of faith in him, being that he was so swift. That first court date saying, we're going for the death penalty for this guy. I wonder if we're going to see a different prosecution here, just compared to Koberger. And it's on top of mind, I think, for a lot of people, because we just saw it happen. We all were kind of living, vicariously, our hearts breaking for those victims, and the fact that they didn't get any complete closure with all the answers. And so hopefully these victims' families can, and maybe that prosecutor will make him say something if he is the one who did this and if he were to decide to plead. We'll leave it here for now. We'll keep following the progression of Austin Drummond's case. Ben.
So, yeah, that was basically what Court TV had on the update with Austin Drummond. Her name is Weslyn Wilson, and she is adorable. And she probably won't remember life with mom and dad, unfortunately, but I'm sure she'll have a good life. And she's absolutely gorgeous. And I hate the things that she saw, the imprint of violence that's going to be on her forever. Miss Scorpio said, I tuned in every day to that trial. I had the timestamps and screenshots all over the place on Post-it notes everywhere. Yeah, even killers may not want to do something to an actual baby. That's what I'm thinking. He's got nobody left to keep him cushy in prison now, not even his gang buds. Well, they were putting them all in the same prison. I'm sorry, Michelle. Michelle said, I'll raise that baby. Thank you so much for the super chat earlier. Yeah, good luck on finding a sympathetic juror. Jenny said, I wonder if he wants to use the baby's life to threaten the rest of her extended family, or if he wanted to. Maybe. I don't know. Yep, no jury's going to help him out. I'm going to go for the day. It's been about 3 hours. As far as Jayden goes, I don't know what to think. I don't know if the mother really turned her life around and was doing good. I don't know if he walked off in the middle of the night. Considering that there's no scent trail, I'm very concerned about Jayden and his safety. And I'm going to keep him in my thoughts and prayers, as well as Cracker Jacks for the procedure tomorrow and everything else that is going on with you guys. I'm always thinking about you guys, and you guys are always in my thoughts and prayers. Thank you so much for the support today. I really appreciate that. I appreciate y'all hanging out. I can't believe it's already been a year that we've been doing this. That's crazy. My goodness. I appreciate it, though. It has been an amazing year that we have all been over here at Allegedly Speculating as part of the Speculating family. I know. Thank you, Abellis. You guys make it great. You guys make our family great. If it wasn't for y'all, I would literally be talking to myself. Yeah, thank you guys. And I love y'all too. Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed it, Sky Maiden. I hope to see you tomorrow. We start at 1:30 Eastern usually. Monday through Saturday. All right, y'all. I will see y'all tomorrow. If nobody has told you, you are enough, you are important, you are special, and you are loved. I love y'all. See y'all tomorrow. Bye.